And again, our hockey tonight, all presented by Nicolay Bank.
This journey started with me, but it's become so much more. Up here, your friends become your family. I know my degrees will take me where I want to go, and these connections will last a lifetime. At Michigan Tech, the classes shape your mind, but the experience of being here, it shapes you into who you want to be. Tomorrow needs Michigan Tech. Tomorrow needs you.
I really enjoy, being, versatile. Just into the newsroom, we could be looking at 45-mile-per-hour wind gusts. It's important to remember what to do if your power goes out, because I have, multiple passions. And I can tell when I go into that newsroom that there's a lot of people who are willing to work with me, and if there's something I don't know how to do, someone is always there to train me. There's a ton of feedback that you get here. People like to come together and do these things. They care about the history of the area.
From the sandy shores to the deep dark trees, lovers and friends build memories. There's no other land like this heavenly space, where present and past meet face to face. Oh, Upper Michigan. Oh, Upper Michigan. It's the place where the stars and the eagles fly. The northern dance in the sky, a place where the deer in the walleye roam, but tales from the past remain unknown. Oh, Upper Michigan. Oh, Upper Michigan, it's someplace special.
It's been a tradition for over 40 years for Yoopers to work together and help feed a hungry neighbor through the TV6 Can-a-thon.
And this year's Can-a-thon is in full swing. Go online now to tv6canathon.com and find a drop-off point in your area, or make a monetary donation to the food pantry of your choice instantly.
Collections run until December 5th with the return of the live wrap-up show on Thursday, December 8th.
Go to tv6canathon.com and help feed a hungry neighbor today.
One Click signs you up for this popular way to pay.
I love using buy now, pay later.
Have you ever had any problem?
I've never had a problem.
But experts warn that this plan could get you in over your head.
We want to make sure people are aware of what they're doing before they do it. This can really seriously impact your credit rating.
We investigate ways to protect your budget when you buy now, pay later. Monday at 10 on your TV6 Night Report on Fox UP.
Squirrel hunting with Cody Cass. That's Monday on Discovering.
Now we switch venues here tonight and welcome into Houghton and Michigan Tech, home of the Huskies. There's the Northern Michigan Wildcats on the bench to get the overtime winner last night, as Dave mentioned, in the 3-on-3, actually 4-on-3 shorthanded situation. And we look into the Michigan Tech bench, and like you said here, Dave, sharp unis. These green ones for Northern Michigan are really pop, though, especially on television. But those Huskies, the cream-colored ones, great throwbacks, as we have a lot of history and a lot of tradition, as we all know, between these two schools.
Yeah, like we said, they're the 1962 throwback to the first national champion here at Michigan Tech. So that's 60 years ago that the Huskies wore those sweaters at Old D Stadium down on the waterfront. Much different venue here tonight. Should be a good one.
Well, Michigan Tech got off to the fast start last night, and they'll try and get that going again. And there's one of the guys that started it. There's Thorne to wrist it in. And Brett Thorne picking up right where he left off last night. This one goes right in on the goaltender, Benny Halaz, who I thought Dave Ellis, both goaltenders last night, some great moments, both goaltenders, some not so great moments last night.
I don't think Halaz was tested as much, but the guy who gave him fits early, Cash Rasmussen, was the first in there on top, looking for a rebound on that one, along with his line mate David Jankowski, the St. Lawrence transfer, who's got a 6-game point streak for the Huskies.
It is Northern Michigan in their own end. And that's going to pop up. It looked like it was heading into the crowd, but it didn't make it that high, and it's slipped out to neutral ice here. So the Huskies will gather it in. That's Thorne once again. Jankowski, he'll turn and bounce it in. And Michigan Tech will give chase to the side of the net. The goaltender Halaz actually had to sweep that one away. And back out to the point, they'll fire it down to the corner and look to get that carom back behind the net. Wildcats, Andre Gantu skated hard last night, but struggled at times with the puck. He'll move it up ice and his pocket picked again. He'll force it deep. And Michigan Tech now on their own end.
Well, Gantos is always a guy that if you're a Northern fan, you want the puck on his stick. Huskies did a good job taking him away last night, but that's not something that's easy to do for 2 straight games.
Well, the other thing, too, here, Dave, is that a lot of fans don't get a chance to see what we get to see, and that's these guys warming up in shorts and sweats. And you don't realize how big some of these guys are until you see them in person. As the first touch of the puck for Pietila in goal once again here for Michigan Tech. We're about 1:10 in, and just underway, scoreless. Northern Michigan in the dark green. With the puck, they'll cycle along the near wall. Said something, flinged it towards the net, rebound in front. Pietila had to be on his game right there.
Well, Kiefer got a goal last night. He's looking for another one tonight. Just kind of slipped in behind Thorne and found that little pocket of space.
So the Huskies were able to kick it out of there. Out to the point, Van Unen with a drive. That was a misdirected puck. Players falling all over it here in the near corner, and they'll scrum for it again.
Vanderbeck is buzzing down there for Northern Michigan already.
Huskies going into a line change. There'll be no icing as Van Unen goes back to pick it up here for the Wildcats. Big student section directly beneath us. You're going to hear them all night long.
They were camped out in the hallway here at the STC by 3 o'clock this afternoon, and it was wall to wall.
And give credit where credit is due. That student section in Marquette last night was having a good time.
Very good.
Having a really good time. It is to the point here. Knocked down there and away from Soretsky. And down to the corner it goes. Pap trying to kick it free. Here for the Wildcats again in green.
Little different look on this line with Soretsky centering Ashbrook and Works tonight. That's going to be a hard-working line for Tech.
Pap takes it back behind the net. Christoph Pap from Budapest, Hungary. A lot of very interesting international stories on both of these teams.
Yeah, he was the first Hungarian to ever play college hockey, and the second one is his goaltender.
So here we go, Michigan Tech. Initial shot actually hit off the Husky between the circles.
Huskies have all changed. Northern's on a long shift right now.
Tipped in, goes to the corner on the far side. Michigan Tech, good pressure here. They'll get that last defenseman out there on the change. Back behind the net, looking to light things up here. Back out on top they go. Here is Pietila. Pietila with a shot in, ricochet. And just missed the net on the far post. Great territorial advantage here as a mishandled shot goes wide. And we're going to break in the action, and that's needed for Grant Patolny's club. That line was out there a long time.
Yeah, that was what you did not want to do if you're a Jed Pietila, is just kind of lazy, put one in by the side of the net where the goaltender could hop on it. Great chance there for Kiefer, but Pietila able to get down and close up the 5-hole. It looked like that's where Kiefer was trying to go. Let's take a look from the back. This new angle they have here. Made the first save, and they just went right to the post and make sure there was no change on the rebound.
Wildcats overskate the puck. It'll be poked out to the point and a wrister off traffic. And right to the side of the net that squirted right out in front. Wildcats will recover. Moving up ice, here's Larson. Had his pocket picked, and back the other way we go. Katarov to the high slot, kicked around, and knocked out of there by the Northern Michigan defense. A good look again here for Michigan Tech and Gantos.
Yeah, Rasmussen took it away from Jankowski. Otherwise, it was a better chance for him.
Wildcats getting some new blades out of the ice. Here's Van Unen once again out at the point, tried to wrist it down low and missed everybody. Schlein was there, and now right to the front of the net. And again, the Wildcats trying to recover here. Van Unen will circle deep in the territory, and the circle lost it off a skate. It comes to the near point. Wildcats are able to force it deep on a carom there. Far side, they set it up. That's Colella back behind the goal. Colella looks, Van Unen skating around, looking for an opening, nothing there. Wrister in, and off of traffic, then off the referee. And the Wildcats, again, this is where they like to live their life, is behind that end line. Kicked free, and Katarov going to try and get there first. Busted up by Northern Michigan. Colby ends with it, off the wall, waiting, fanning on it there was Kiefer. Ends out on top, looking for an angle, shot in, that hit the Wildcat in front, actually. And it's popped up high in the air, they're onside.
That was the long shift there for Northern Michigan to try to apply some pressure. They were not able to keep it as long as Tech was.
We'll see how long the student section can keep their mojo going here. They've been loud since the get-go here, almost 5 minutes into this first period. Back out to the point. Near side. Tipped it to the high slot. Broken up by the Wildcats. Good look to get it out of the zone. And in a hurry they go Pap. Turns and sends it in. And the Huskies to the far side. And Vincent DeMay will hold it in. And they'll just play catch along that far wall for a couple of moments. And finally the Huskies able to get it out to neutral ice. Moving up ice is Kukkonen. And they will change the Huskies, Will, as we're almost 5.5 minutes in. We'll owe you a break at our next whistle.
Maybe.
Maybe. That's the plan.
Yep.
Great action here early. We've been end to end here, back and forth with these two. Off the wall. And pulling up there. Ashbrook hands off to Soretsky. Fired it deep. They look in front. Back out to the opposite point. And there's Heiskanen. Back behind the cage. In front. Diving on it is Halaz. We owe you a break. No score. Northern Michigan, Michigan Tech presented tonight by Nicolay Bank.
UP's Home Builders Association is hosting their 6th annual Wild Game Dinner on Thursday, January 26 at NMU's Northern Center. We appreciate your support and are seeking business sponsors for this amazing night of food, fun, and prizes. All sponsors receive free dinner and raffle tickets. Join us in celebrating this community event by becoming a sponsor today. Head to our website or call us to learn more. Brought to you in part by Media Brew Communications, Fox Marquette Chevrolet, and TV6 and Fox UP.
Tomorrow isn't some distant unknown. Tomorrow is happening right now. Because at Enbridge, we're advancing new technologies and modernizing our operations to ensure our world has safe, secure, and sustainable energy today and tomorrow.
College hockey on TV6 tonight, brought to you in part by 41 Lumber, locations all across the UP. 41 Lumber, better products, better results. Face-off will be to the side of Benny Halaz here, Mark Evans, as Blizzard is making his way down through the revamped section down below that Northern Michigan net. They've got Rail 555 Club above that and the Ojibwa breakaway zone down below, and that is jam-packed about 8 deep right now.
Yeah, I remember coming in here when I first moved to the UP 26 years ago. This place didn't look anything like this. And, of course, the Barrie Events Center was a dream at the time. So times are changing nicely here in the UP in college hockey. As a matter of fact, we'll join you from Able Arena coming up in a couple of weekends here when we see these Huskies take on the Lakers, just as you saw Northern Michigan over there about a month or so ago. But it's Michigan Tech right now. Katarov dropping it there with a drive to the far post, and Wildcat defense was there to kick that one free. They were looking for Rasmussen, who had a pair last night. NMU trying to break out. Gontus goes to the far side. Larson, oh, that looked offside from here, but they'll wave it down as Michigan Tech gets to it at their own end anyway. So back and forth we go. Brett Thorne turns and fires it in. NMU's going to get onto it. Shellberg again for the Wildcats. Had a good night last night. He was everywhere, especially in that third period. Trying to sweep it up ahead. The Huskies got there first, and this will be onside coming across. Good luck to Pietila right there in the circle. Had his pocket picked. Joust for it there, and a loose puck to the side, and then it's finally dug out by Kiefer. And he scored number 2, which actually equalized the game right near the end of that second period last night at Marquette. Dangerous pass again. Shellberg did that a couple of times last night, got away with it. And got away with it there once again. Shellberg's a good-sized kid, 6'3", 190, as a one-timer is in the catching glove of the goaltender Halaz. Evan Orr with a nice look. And the goaltender equal to the task right there.
Kukkonen got it in the slot, and he made the extra pass to get it over to Orr, the defenseman. The two freshmen working together well there. This puck pops out to a great shot from Kukkonen and a good opportunity, but he saw the opening, and Orr's got a rifle. Halaz just over there in time to glove it down.
And Shellberg almost served as a screen on that for the Wildcats. They catch a break there. Another one into the catching glove. And we'll get a whistle and a stop here. Good idea. A little water, I think. It's not bad. We've been running around with setup. I should say Dave's been running around with setup for about the last hour and a half. Finally get to call the game and relax for a minute.
Well, it's nothing compared to the stress that's on these benches right now, because these guys are going 100 miles an hour on both sides of the ice right now. And just 7.5 minutes into the hockey game, we've seen a lot of action already without a lot of whistles.
Shots on goal, 6-3 Michigan Tech. As it's fired up the ice. Pap will turn and dump it in here for the Wildcats. Christoph Pap, another good-sized kid at 5'11", 180. As it's brought across Nardella. Nardella will look, try to feed a screen down low in the high slot they went. And no one there. Another look for Levi Stauber. And again, the Huskies able to dump it right back in, but they're going to go into a line change as they get Stauber in that line with Nardella and Bronte off the ice. 8 minutes in, here we go, no score. We've been 5-on-5 the whole time.
Yeah, that's stealing minutes when you can get them out there. And I kind of misspoke. Nick Nardella moved up from the extra forward and is now that fourth-line center tonight. So number 7, who's been kind of banged up, is back in the lineup fully.
Loose puck, the Wildcats try and bring it across. And they send it back down low, broken up by Michigan Tech once again in that far corner. Trying to kick it free. Northern Michigan in green, you're just joining us here, winning last night in overtime 4-3. And the Huskies trying to guard home ice here. They turn and send it in, bounces off of traffic. Ashbrook one more time will send it around to the far side. And the Husky there, Warks just lost his edge. And maybe numbers coming back the other way for the NMU. Pulling up, hitting the brakes. Eddie topped the slot, missed it by about 3 feet. And now Northern Michigan goes into a partial change. Ends will slick it down back behind the net to the side of the net. Good look, and Pietila had to be ready for that. Back out to the point, a drive off the defense, and that goes wide. As a little pressure put on with the Wildcats here over the last couple of seconds.
Yeah, that's the fourth line, too. Again, they're stealing minutes. So Grant Patolny getting the same change that Joe Sean was.
Well, when it comes to a game like this, you're going to need everybody.
Yep.
It's just a matter of when you put them in. Both these coaches very, very good with selecting their personnel. We saw that last night. Didn't see a whole lot of top line against 3-line, anything like that last night. Both of these coaches rotating really well.
The one thing was the goal Northern Michigan got to tie it at the end of the second period. As Joe Sean said, we got caught in a bad line change, and that was really one of the turning points of the hockey game.
It is loose back behind the cage. Gontu's trying to wrestle it free there for Northern Michigan. Kicks it free to Schlein. And out comes Michigan Tech. Jankowski across. He's got some help. Rasmussen shot in off the shoulder of the goaltender, Halaz. And good pressure, but this is broken up by the Northern Michigan Wildcats, and back they come. Good look here. Coming across is Fry. Got the game winner last night in traffic. Never got through the rebound. Oh, boy. Right there in the crease. They'll slap at it. And with an even 10 minutes remaining, we'll get a break here at the McGinnis Student Ice Arena.
I'm not sure yet. We're going to see what's going to happen down there behind the net. They all call it the under 10 for one thing. We're not under 10 yet.
So we get a break for a minute here.
Yeah, one of the nice things we're seeing on these replays, Mark, if you look behind that net, behind Blake Pietila, and then also behind Benny Halaj, the Huskies have put in a brand new angle where they actually have a big jib arm that comes out with that camera to get right on top of the glass and show you what's going on. What a great play there by Fry to try to squeeze it through Pietila just in the way. And it looked like Katarov was going to put that into his own net. And trying to fish it out, Kiefer got a stick to it, but Pietila able to grab it before it got through.
So both teams with good pressure, 7-5 shots on goal. The Huskies leading that category, as you see.
Better quality chances, though, have come from Northern Michigan.
Absolutely. That's not a real high-quality shot right there. Now we owe you a break. 9:58, no score. Tech Northern Hockey tonight, presented by Nicolay Bank.
Some places talk about being local, but we actually are local. Our family started Superior Collision 18 years ago, and we're still the ones who own and operate it today. No big company name, no outside investors. We are all Marquette, and we're going to stay that way. We are part of this community, and we are proud of the work we do. You can choose to go to a corporate body shop, or you can stay local and go to Superior Collision, Marquette's local hometown body shop.
You've devoted your life to the care of others, and you deserve an employer who cares for you. At UP Home Health and Hospice, our family-owned business has been caring for our community since 1973 by appreciating and building strong relationships with our entire team. If you are looking for a position that offers personal and professional growth and fulfillment, then come join our team of angels. Choose UP Home Health and Hospice.
Well, right on cue, the student section we were talking about, having some fun. You see the Tech Pep Band in the background right there. If you ever get a chance to take in a hockey game here or at the Barrie Event Center, you're going to be treated to a real good atmosphere, either one of these communities, in particular if you can snake a ticket to when they play one another. Sometimes easier said than done. Wildcats behind the net. It is popped up here to the near side. And Northern Michigan with a little pressure here. Fry behind the net, looking, had his pocket picked there. It's still loose. And finally goes to the far side here for Michigan Tech, and the Huskies looking to move it up ice. Knocked down there. And here's Northern Michigan across. Not great numbers, looking for some help. Now that's off of a shin guard. High slot for the Wildcat. Blocker save and a quick one there by Pietla. Fry taking the shot there. And it'll trickle all the way back to the NMU blue line.
Mosley got through that first check and was trying to draw a call down there in front of the northern bench. It's a little tougher when Grant Patolny can add his 2 cents in for the linesman there.
And NMU, they are just going to pull it back here, as Josh Zinger had the equalizer at the end of the third period last night, and that's an appropriate name for the shot that he took.
He got every little bit of that one. If we could have done the old track on the speed of that puck, that was probably up around the maybe 101, 102 range.
Stauber knocks Kalela off the play, but goes to Papp on the far side for NMU. And right back into the zone it goes. Huskies touch up, and they'll bring it out. Up ahead, here's Thorne. Little move across things there at the blue line. Pester there sends it down low. And we've been 5-on-5 the entire night, and again, another very entertaining period of hockey so far.
First chance to see the extra forward, number 22 for Michigan Tech, Marcus Pettersson, the big Swede out there. They want to see him be a physical presence when he's on the ice.
Finally, Gallagher is able to knock it out of there here for Northern Michigan. The Wildcats will look up ice. Long look, it's deflected. There's no icing as it goes in on Pietla. And shots all of a sudden now 7-7 here in this hockey game. We're 12 in. It feels like we just started. As Ashbrook from a bad angle. What I mean by that is the goaltender saw that every second of the way in.
Well, we're seeing a lot of face-offs down in the Northern Michigan end. And the Cats are a much better face-off winning team than the Huskies are to this point of the season. Michigan Tech was kind of challenged through the center of the ice last year, and they're trying to make sure that's not going to be an issue this time. Arvid Katarov has been better. Soretsky with a win there.
And a shot in. Rebound. A big, juicy one sent up between the circles. But Halaza's kick save is cleared by the defense. Again, off the official again. And it is sent around to the far side. Ends loading it on here for Northern Michigan for a moment. And the Wildcats move it up ice just out of the reach of the forward moving up. And now Van Unen will turn and spin here for the Wildcats. High in the air, glove down, thrown over to the Wildcat blue line, and Ends will gather it in there. He's got help here, Van Unen once again. Drops. Tipped in by Willits, going to the far side. Larson's there. And it is moved up ice here by Nardella here for Michigan Tech. And behind the play, we're going to ice this one.
Thought there might have been a too many call there for a second as referee Shane Paskey was pointing back toward, but he was making sure that no one tried to get onto the bench. However, I'm not sure Shane knows which end of the ice he was on because he's pointing at the northern side, and they could change because the icing wasn't against them. You get a little disoriented when you're in different buildings on different nights, right?
You and I get disoriented every period of
exactly.
we play. To the point, far side, Zinger looking. Nice little dance move there out here at the blue line. Huskies trying to track him down. That's off of everybody and goes out of play.
Jack Works getting that stick into the lane there. He's the Denver transfer that has that little bit of sandpaper to his game. And Joe Sean likes that he's starting to really get a feel for what the Huskies want him to do on the ice. It's not like what Blizzard wants to do. He just wants to go and have fun with you up in the stands.
Lane off the draw. They'll turn and set it in. Larson with the chance at it there. But again, a lot of traffic down here in this near corner. They dig it out. From a bad angle, it is sent in by Gontus. Goes to Zinger on the far side. Back to Gontus. And that's off of traffic. And again, a blocker save there by Pielli. Just punched it out of the way. And here comes Michigan Tech. There's Thorne, rather. No, this is Katarov, number 20. And it's handed off here. This is Thorne. Moving up ice far side. Going to deflect it right into the NMU bench with 6:28 to go. They were showing some of the crowd here earlier, and they showed the luxury box with our friends from TV6 and want to pass along a, hey, get better to our buddy Rick Rhodes, who is a little under the weather apparently today. Did not make the trip. I think he just wants to watch us.
Does he look like that right now?
Probably.
Well, let's hope he feels a little better than that. Get well soon, Rick.
Of all times to get ill, right?
Yeah, no kidding. You're going to watch us instead.
We're going to reserve the box and let everybody else eat. Michigan Tech, again, getting beaten overtime last night. A long drive, again, blocker save way up to the far side. It is loose, and back behind the net, they will track it down, will the Huskies. And now a big scrum for it there, and they go high slot, nothing there. And the Wildcats now again with Fry moving up ice. And Alex is just going to turn and fire it in. Everybody wearing green heading to the bench, with the exception of A.J. Vanderbeek. And that's where he's going now. So both teams changing up. Here's Pietila crossing. Pietila looking. Mosley was going with him up the left wing. They knocked it in on net, and that's where Halaz will jump on that puck and hold on.
Now, one of the big bugaboos for Northern Michigan this year, 10-7 overall. That's a good record. Kind of, middle of the pack type, but the problem has not been Friday night. They've won the first game of this series numerous times. The problem has been finishing it off for the sweep. They've only done it at Colgate and at Lake Superior. So both of those were on the road. This is their chance to earn a sweep away from their own building for the third time this year.
Mikey Kallela has his pocket picked. A possible 3-on-1 coming back. Here comes the Wildcat defense, and right into the breadbasket of Halaz. And a nice look that time works for Michigan Tech, creating that opportunity. But again, Halaz able to hold his ground.
I will tell you this. I've seen very few pucks that are able to go center mass on a goaltender and be able to go through. Soretsky, the right play to send it over there. Works probably could have taken another stride instead of putting it right into the cat's mouth on the sweater for the goaltender, Halaz.
5:28 to go in a quick-moving first period here in Houghton.
That's how you gobble it up if you're a goalie, right?
Dogs and cats both known to do that. Puck is down. And back behind the net, Northern Michigan. And missed Kallela. Comes to Thorne here for the Huskies. Flings it in. Right there's the Wildcat defense to knock it down. Good look up the left wing. Here we come with Vincent DeMay. DeMay looking, waiting, circling the cage. Right out in front. The players were there, but it was poked away beautifully. Zinger, far side. That's wristed into the catching glove of the goaltender, Pietila. And with 5:07 to go, another save down here to our left.
Yeah, you mentioned that pass did not make it all the way through to the front. Was not a defenseman that knocked it out. That was Blake Pietila putting his stick down there and helping his own cause. Saw the wraparound was coming. DeMay decided not to try to stuff it at the near post. Just passed it out in front. Pietila was down there and just kind of brought the paddle out a little bit further to knock that puck away from danger.
How much fun is this? It's 5-on-5 the whole time so far.
You had to say that out loud, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I like flirting with it every now and again. That's again going to go right into the Wildcat bench. And with 5:01 to go, we'll keep it right here.
We got really far down into those last media timeouts last night, down into the threes, sometimes the twos. Might be a little bit better. There's that angle from behind in the Ojibwa zone down there. That's a great look from right above. So we're going to see anything that's questionable in on the nets. Well, certainly you have a good angle on that one. Jankowski and Eddie with a little joust out there at center ice and a couple words for each other. They haven't been in the rivalry that long to do that already, are they?
We had a little bit of that last night, but not much. We'll let you break. We'll talk about it when we come back. It's No Score, Tech Northern, tonight presented by Nicolet Bank.
Regardless of who you root for, Nicolet Bank is here to help. Real people, real conversations isn't just a tagline, it's how we do business. Let's work together to create shared success. Stop in today or visit nicoletbank.com to learn more.
This is the sound of Frankenmuth Insurance hard at work. We protect so you can sleep and dream, so you can park your worries, and one day, give your children's children a little security. Frankly speaking, insurance should be the last thing on your mind, which is good, because it's the first thing on ours, every day. Start a frank conversation with your local agent.
Now back here in the Copper Country as you get another look at that great move to Jake Works. We got the shot off just a moment ago here on Benny Halaz. And we are scoreless here on a Saturday night here in Houghton at the McGinnis Student Ice Arena here at Michigan Tech. And now we'll just kind of shuffle things around again before we drop the puck, and they'll just bounce right back into the NMU zone. Zinger's got Shellberg with him. Now Zinger's going to pull it off back behind the cage and hold on for a moment. Simon Shellberg now. Hand it off up the far side we go. Long look is tapped into the zone. The Wildcats going to try and track it down. They will. They had Eddie right in the middle. You can get it to him. Husky player kind of throwing the Wildcat out of the way here along the near walls. We're down to under 4.5 minutes to go. And Gallagher didn't have the hops to get up in the air on that one. Zinger, far side. Again, that deflects off the glass to the far wall. Northern Michigan moving up ice. Willits, Eddy, and Gallus out there here for Northern Michigan. Here's Eddy once again. Good look. It's onside. Here they come. Shot in. Save made by Pietila, as getting a good look at this one was Schlane, the newcomer from Moscow, Russia, the New Jersey Devils draft pick. And that was a good look, and Pietila, one of the best in the business, able to turn that one aside. And the Huskies return the other direction. In a hurry is Kukkonen. Knocked away from him, far wall. And a couple of Huskies ran into one another. And nice job to really not do any damage there, as Gallagher now back behind the net, hands it off. And the Wildcats will slowly look up ice once again. 3:35 remaining. And again, the Wildcats looking to tip it into the zone. They do. And back down deep for Schlane. Back behind the net, Gontus. Andre looks, pass missed, and they'll have to regroup out at center ice. Spinning, Van Unen. Far side, Kiefer coming across. Bad angle, shot it right into the midsection of the goaltender, Blake Pietila.
I'm trying to stay away from the band down here because I know it's going to be noisy, but I did make it down to the corner just to see that little scuffle down in there. David Kiefer getting involved and making himself known.
I don't know if you can hear me. I kind of like having the band right there.
Well, I do like being able to hear other things and be able to hear later tonight, too.
So the Wildcats get an offensive face-off here. It has been an entertaining 5-on-5 scoreless first period here from Houghton. Jankowski turns and fires it to the far corner. Huskies giving chase. A couple of green jerseys there in their own end. Kiefer's able to knock it free. And the Wildcats will look. That's deflected. And finally kicked free and back out to neutral ice. Backhanded in by the Huskies. And they are still offside. Now they finally clear. And with that, NMU is able to regroup back behind their own net. Far side again, tipped into the zone. No icing as it goes high in the air back behind the net. Getting in tight is Fry from a bad angle. No able to get anything on that one. Kukkonen has knocked off his skates right there in front of the bench. That's just making sure that he got up all right, and he certainly did. Took a hard hit right down here in front of us.
I'm back in my Husky Magic spot, Mark, right by the side of the glass. It's been lucky for the Tech guys a lot of times.
And it is fired in on the goaltender, Benny Halaz. 13-11, shots pretty even here in favor of Michigan Tech.
This should tell you, though, how depleted the Huskies are. I'm usually fighting with the goaltenders for space down here. There's all kinds of room right now, so they're definitely trying to squeeze things back into the bench a little bit more.
Well, I'm trying to think of how many times you've been there at the end of the period and Michigan Tech has scored and the player looks like he was going to jump right into your arms. So we will be talking to Joe Shawn first, and then at the second intermission, Grant Patolni will get his thoughts on this hockey game here so far. Again, the Wildcats winning last night in overtime 4-3. Here's Kallela. Going to turn it back behind the net. Shellberg's going to get there. He's got Zinger to help. And here is Shellberg. Going to move off ice here for the Wildcats. Hits the afterburners and sends it on in. Mikey Kallela trying to get there first. Pap will get there as well. It is loose up the near wall. Backhanded in by Zinger. Pap. Slot back out in front. Back the other way comes Michigan Tech, and in a hurry is Logan Pietila. Good job to hit the brakes. Hand it off. Move it up ice is Mosley. On the far wall, and a couple of Wildcats right there, including Vincent DeMay, to cut him off the pass. 1:44 to go. Again, a turnover out at center ice. Now goes right back into the Wildcat end. And Shellberg will flip it over to the far side. There's Pap. Christoph Pap moving up ice here for the Wildcats. Going to hand this one off back at his own blue line. Just not a whole lot of room out there. And both these teams doing a real nice job at cutting off the passing lanes.
Is there ever a lot of room other than 3-on-3 overtime and a 100-foot sheet?
We had a lot more special teams last night than we're seeing tonight so far. It is loose. Schlane knocks it free. Huskies again send it to the far circle. Looking towards something in the middle, and our first penalty of the hockey game is with 19 minutes in. And really no question. And now Gontus throws a right cross, and now we've got a couple of penalties coming after that.
There was a second point there from the back official, so that's a possibility. The first one, Soretsky drew in the corner. Now, they're pointing 2 times to the bench, so it looks like to me that Bandu's going to go. That's one.
He's going to go for the initial, and then Gontus came up swinging. So for as far as not having any special teams, here we're going to go probably 5-on-3 now. As we get a good look at this spin in the corner. And, yeah, no question on that. It's going to be boarding.
Yeah, just a 2 for sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And, yeah, he did take them both.
Oh, absolutely. Gontus just came up swinging.
Now, the question is, Mark, if you throw a punch and that's head contact, I haven't seen a 2 go on the board yet. Are we going to end it at 2, or is it going to be more than that?
No, nothing's on the board yet. And Vanderbeck out there pleading his case here with the officials. And Joe Sean's going to get a quick explanation. I'm sure Grant Petolny will get one as well. Pretty cut and dried, though, Dave, what we saw.
That has to be what the discussion is right now, Mark, is whether it's a 2 or a 5. Now, you can't give him a fighting because fighting involves 2 people, but you can give him head contact.
And I believe that's what Joe Sean is trying to get the explanation on right now. I've not seen another look yet on the Andre Gontus.
No, it was late. It was very far after the whistle.
Oh, yeah, it was way after the whistle.
Yep.
So I'm going to get this all sorted out here.
All the officials are on the Michigan Tech side. There's nobody over on Grant Petolny's side. Blake Pietila just kind of lounging back here knowing that it's going to be pretty quiet for a while for him.
More than likely. Again, nothing up officially on the board just yet. And now the official over to talk to Grant Petolny. See, we get another look at this one here.
Yeah, they're going to review it and look and see if there's head contact.
So there's the initial penalty. They're going to keep the play going. And Bandu right there.
So they're not showing it in the arena. You're getting a good look at home.
I'm not getting anything up here because Gontus isn't in they zoomed in on this one. So we got nothing there on Gontus. I don't know if they're going to have a replay that they can use.
Oh, they've got different ones down below. And they've got access to all angles that were being played. So it's going to take the wide one for sure. Or possibly even the low angle from the far end of the ice.
All right, well, it was a fast-moving, entertaining first period.
I'm just kind of shoulder up on the boards now, now, and waiting with everybody else.
Oh, man, I'm sure they got pizza down there for you. So
you know what? It wouldn't be. It's probably the first time I've had a chance to take a breath all night here.
So there's the initial penalty on Bandu, no question there.
It's a good 8 or 9 seconds after the play ended.
Yeah. And like I said, up here, the view we're getting, they're slowly zooming in, so we don't see Gontus and what transpired with him. There's the initial call from the first official. Now they're both in there chatting.
You know, that angle we talked about from on the glass behind Halaj might be the one that shows it.
Depends on how close they were zoomed in on that one,
well, that one doesn't zoom. That one just stays static the whole time.
Yeah, then I don't know, because it
could possibly be the overhead, too, because that would have had him in frame.
So if you're just joining us wondering what's going on, there are 2 Wildcats in the penalty box. Bandu, no question, on a boarding call. Then after this all happened, yeah, they're showing the shot behind the net here, Dave, and it's basically Benny Halaz, and that's it.
And he was a little further outside the post. I did see what I thought was a swing from just live action.
Oh, yeah, there was definitely a swing, but like you said, where was the contact? All right, so we're going to try and show this up here one more time. There's the initial penalty. And there's Bandu getting involved there. Schlane taking a look. Gallagher coming in. And right about here is where it happened, but it's outside the frame of what we're being shown up here.
Now, here's what's interesting to me, though, Mark, is that Michigan Tech is not talking about what they know will be a 5-on-3. They're just kind of standing around waiting right now. I would be doing a lot of chalk talk and trying to figure out what you can do in the first minute of this.
Well, get your whiteboard out there, sir.
Yeah, for sure. There's an individual discussion or two, but not any big systems talk right now.
The hard part about this, too, is now a lot of the energy, for at least for the moment, kind of goes out of the building as they go to figure this out. It's a significant call, and you hate the delay, but you're grateful that they're going to try to do everything they can to get this right, because if Andre Gontus is out, that's big for the Northern Michigan Wildcats.
Well, the question, I don't think it's a misconduct type of situation where he would be lost for the game.
Right, but 5 minutes is 5 minutes.
Is 5 minutes.
And how many times have we seen that in this rivalry over the last 10 years or so? We always have a night like tonight where there's at least 1 or 2 instances of a 5-minute major, and the officials still trying to figure this out.
When we got rid of Griffin Locker, we didn't have to worry about it as much anymore. And they've just put the 5 on the board.
So it is a 5-minute major to...
It's not Gantos. It's Aiden Gallagher.
Well, either I'm losing my mind or they got the wrong number up there.
I'm scanning the bench right now.
11 is...
Yeah, it's 11 in the bench.
11 is in the box.
It's the board is the wrong part.
Right.
Yeah. And now, of course, we got to go explain again here.
Grant Patolny was not a happy man coming off the ice at the end of the first period last night, and I get the feeling he's going to have a matching Saturday night. But, again, there's really no question. You know, and like you said, you know, if there's contact to the head, that's the rule.
That's cut and dry.
Yeah.
There comes a point now that you just got to go drop the puck.
Yes. Boarding's the no-brainer call. Everybody saw that. They just announced a 2-minute penalty on Gantus. And either way you slice it up, Michigan Tech's got a great opportunity here at the end of the first period.
It is getting loud in here too, Mark. Just imagine what's going to happen when the puck's actually back in play.
They've still got 10 on the scoreboard, although it is Andre Gantus that's in the penalty box.
At Gantos, you're right, just kind of slid to that back post. So you won't see it on that replay. That's the one where you've been seeing.
Yep, that's the one I've been seeing over and over. This actually happened right about now.
Yep.
And you saw that Gallagher was actually in the discussion, if you will, with the players, and it was Andre Gantus that threw the punch.
All right, well, one way or another, we got a minute left in this period. Let's go play. How long do you think they've served before they were convicted here?
And like we said, regardless of what happens here, it's 5-on-3 in the last minute of the period. Now remember, too, if Michigan Tech scores, the 2-minute comes off the board, it's 5-on-4. That 5 minutes stays up there for the whole 5 minutes.
Yeah, until the 16-minute shows on the next period. So this will be a while for sure, but Northern Michigan scored shorthanded last night. And that means that's the other question. I think Mark Gallagher was just dismissed. He went down the tunnel. So it may be that, I don't know why you'd have Andre Gantos in there serving it, but Gallagher just went back to the locker room.
I believe it has to be someone who was on the ice. And now they're going to change it up and bring Zach McAllis in. And now there's 3 of them in the penalty box. So Gantus is in there.
So the question, there may be a bench minor there on Northern Michigan for the delay.
End of discussion, 5-on-3. We'll see what happens. Huskies have all the time in the world right now on this power play. Thorne directing traffic. He'll take it again. Looking, far circle. Huskies with the puck. Thorne near side. Shot in net at the post. Behind the goaltender, Halaz. 35 seconds remaining in the period. Out top, long drive. Right in to the chest of the goaltender, Halaz. And Snow looking around a little bit there. Logan Pietla looking for that rebound again.
You can bet your bottom dollar the Huskies are going to have to be on their best behavior, too, because whether you want to or not, the even-up calls will be the next ones that are made, just as human nature. But Evan Orr has been loaded up a couple times with that bomb, and one of these times he's going to find a way to get that thing through.
Either that or he's going to kill somebody in the process, one of the two, because like you said, like Zinger last night from Northern Michigan, he has got a howitzer at the end of his stick. Face off again in the offensive end. Huskies will control, bouncing puck for just a moment. And now Thorne once again. And here are the Huskies. Near circle. And a shot off of traffic that just shot over the net with 15 to go. Orr looking, waiting. Mosley downside of the net, off the goaltender, as Halah's got a stick down in the way. And with 4.5 to go, they need to do something quick here. 2 seconds to go, and that's blocked. And Northern Michigan, wow, 5-on-3 for that minute here at the end of the period, is able for now to keep the Huskies off the board. A couple of good saves by Halah's and some good play from the defense in front. However, Northern Michigan was not able to clear that puck, and that's going to be a point of emphasis, I'm sure, when Grant Patulny gets his squad into the locker room. So I'm sure during our intermission we'll be able to get some clarification here on exactly what happened with all of that. But and now captains are coming out to talk. The players are talking to the officials. And speaking of talking, I believe we are just about ready to go at the Michigan Tech bench. And I don't know, maybe Joe Sean can shed some light on this with Dave. You've got the head coach.
Well, first of all, Coach, thoughts on that period?
Good period, good even hockey.
What was the confusion at the end there with that last call?
Well, we saw that it was clearly a face mask they were looking at. I don't know what was going on from their end of the bench, or they're probably trying to talk their way into finding something else.
You'll have an extended power play coming up here. What's the chalk talk going to be back in the locker room?
It's a skill thing, you know what I mean? Skill guys got to make some skill plays. If they're in position, they're going to get shots. They got to make some plays.
Thanks, Coach. We'll see you for the second. Great thing. Heading back upstairs, Mark.
All right, and it's funny because as Joe Sean says that, I think he is right. I think that it was a face mask because I did see Gallagher right in the grill of one of the Huskies. So we'll get this all clarified here during the intermission. It is scoreless. Michigan Tech power play to start period number 2. Back in a couple of moments here. It is college hockey on TV 6 presented tonight by Nicolet Bank.
An underdog victory, a pursuit of passion, a historic first. I'm Fisher Gano, a sophomore at Northern Michigan University, and I came here to tell stories. As a student, I'm not just learning, I'm creating. I've had the opportunity to write, direct, and shoot, capturing life up here at school and in the wilderness surrounding it. I came here to tell stories, and this one is mine.
From everyone at Copper Country Ford, we would like to wish you a
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
From our family to yours, happy holidays and best wishes for a happy and healthy new year from the Vault Hotel in downtown Houghton.
Chickadees and Houghton and Marquette have unique Christmas gift ideas. Holiday fashion clothing and jewelry, cool faux fur hats, lazy one-sleeve hoodies, and pajamas for everyone. Over 600 novelty designs and comfy alpaca socks. Unique Natural Life brand accessories, mugs, and blankets. Cozy Wormies heatable plush critters. Their famous Youper coffee, and an exclusive selection of UP gifts, shirts, caps, and drinkware. Get the good stuff at Chickadees. Open evenings till Christmas.
Since 1902, Upper Peninsula State Bank has been building trust in one another, a foundation of safety, financial stability for our customers and shareholders. Building here in the UP and only in the UP. We are now open in Marquette, and we are not done building. We invite you to walk through our doors. You'll find a friendly staff and comfortable environment. You'll find cutting-edge technology that's easy to use. You'll find you're going to like it here.
It can be hard to find an internet provider willing to roll up their sleeves and do the hard work themselves. We all deserve the ability to work from home, stream your favorite shows, or load your favorite recipes in a jiffy. At 906 Technologies, we make sure that just because you decide to live in the beauty of Mother Nature, you stay connected, just the same as everyone else. Because when push comes to shove, you're hungry, and dinner ain't gonna cook itself.
Find a drop-off location near you at tv6canathon.com.
And now, your Nicolet National Bank Intermission Report.
Welcome back to the Intermission Report, sponsored by Nicolet National Bank here on TV6 during our college hockey game. But we're going to talk a little football first with the new head coach of the Michigan Tech Huskies. Dan Metlack has been around this program as a player, as an assistant, now takes over as the top guy. It's been a big week for you, Coach.
It's been a big week, one that I'm very honored to be in this position with. Obviously, having played here, coach here for the last 6 years, to be sitting in this seat now to lead this program. Couldn't be any more thankful to not only Suzanne for giving me this opportunity, but Coach Olson bringing me over here 6 years ago and trusting me to do what I did with the offense and everything else. Very thankful to him as well. But my family, myself, we're excited and looking forward to moving forward.
Nothing like hitting the ground running. You had recruits in this weekend already.
We did, which, you take a chaotic week and add that onto it. It kept us busy throughout the whole thing. Several of our coaches were still on the road wrapping things up, so you get the news on the road and then still trying to get everything situated for this weekend. But had incredible help from not only our staff, but different people on campus, whether that be advisors, professors, food services, and everything else. So it was a great day. Had a good group on campus today, and everything just keeps moving forward.
You've seen this program at almost the depths of it. As a player, they were talking about even not continuing the program while you were an athlete. Yeah. So this is kind of almost like a full circle moment, isn't it?
Absolutely. And obviously, you go through something like that in 2003 when we did. We became closer from it, had some success after it. But those guys that I went through that experience with are still my closest buddies today, and a lot of the phone calls and texts, obviously, that I appreciate, were with that crew afterwards. And you're right, you go through something like that to a year later, we won the conference championship and hosted a playoff game here, to now then not only be able to be back in my alma mater coaching, but to be the head guy here. It's incredible.
Now, if you've been around football in the UP for the last 50 years, you know the name Metlack. Not just this guy, but his dad, Dick, the head coach at Gwynn, and, of course, your granddad, the head coach at Crystal Falls. Yeah. This is almost like it was meant to be that you're going to be a head coach here somewhere.
Well, that I appreciate you saying that, and obviously not only two of my closest people in my life, mentors, but biggest fans now, being on this end of it. And it's been a cool deal for the entire family to be part of the experience. Has been awesome, and just got a chance to see Grandpa last week, so watched some state final games with him, and football is a huge part of our family, obviously, and it's a cool deal for sure.
It's ironic, Northern Michigan will have a new head coach this year too, so the Miners Cup's going to have a different look, and you'll have a different look too, because you're used to being in the booth.
Sure.
What's it going to be like being on the sideline now?
Yeah, that was my kids and my wife both took shots at me this week about how I'm going to have to come out in the elements and I'm not going to be in the warm box or air conditioning anymore. But I'm excited. Early in my career, actually, when I first started coaching at Northern Michigan, I was on the field, and it's obviously a different perspective down there. So that part's going to be different. Calling a game from an offensive standpoint up top is a view that you can't replace when you're down on the field. But I'll still call the offense down on the field, still going to coach the cues. It's just going to have to be communication the opposite way now with who's upstairs with that part of the game. But I'm looking forward to it. I love being on the field right in the action with the guys, so you can talk to them, address them, whatever it needs to be. They can ask questions when you're down there. But it'll be different for sure, but looking forward to that as well.
Dan Metlack, the new head coach at Michigan Tech for football. Thanks for this. Congratulations, and we can't wait for the spring to see you on the field.
I appreciate it. Always good seeing you. Thank you.
Intermission Report, sponsored by Nicolet National Bank, continues with highlights, and then we'll get you ready for the second period of tonight's college hockey game. You're watching college hockey here on TV6.
Those donations that come in, we take them, we give them a second chance. That's the money that drives our economy here at Goodwill. We use that to give people good paying jobs. And I like to make sure that we're giving people chances for employment where they may not get it somewhere else. We can provide them with training and tools. That is what makes us viable in this community. We're able to give back because they've given to us.
Shop and donate to your local Goodwill.
Huron Evangelist Community College offers several associate and certificate degree programs. Apply and register online at www.kvocc.edu or call 906-524-8105. Federal financial aid and the Michigan Indian tuition waiver are available, plus there are several internal and external scholarships to choose from. 3 laptops, plus lunch and gym memberships available to enrolled students. Catch your dream at KVOCC.
Sail Disability Network of the Upper Peninsula is here for you.
I was born with cerebral palsy, so steps are definitely a little more tricky for me because of the balance issue. I felt like I was relying on so many people, but since I started with Sail, I feel like I'm even more active than I was before, and I'm definitely a lot more social.
Contact us today at upsail.org or call 906-228-5744.
Score Black Friday savings through December at Kirkish Furniture in Houghton. Special purchase Restonic mattresses 12-inch queen size plush mattress for only $5.99. Restonic queen size luxury plush 13.5-inch thick mattress with over 2,400 coils, now only $8.99. Tempur-Pedic mattress sets with adjustable bases save up to $500. And as always, free delivery. Find many more Black Friday savings through December at Kirkish Furniture in Houghton.
It was Friday after Thanksgiving '79, and we ended up in an auto accident. My neck is out of whack, my lower back's out of whack. I found out about the health plan through the mail. I decided to get on the health plan, and then my caseworker asked me if I would be a consumer advocate to help people like me that need some kind of affordable health plan. I'm to the point of my age that I've seen enough, did enough. I want to sit back and help other people. No, this plan works.
A conversation with Senator Ed McBroom this week on The Ryan Report.
Straight back into highlights of the first period from here at the McGinnis Student Ice Arena. Northern Michigan with some early pressure. David Kiefer, 2 chances in there. Blake Pietila stopped the first and also stopped the second. He was clean through the period. Most of the action for him came early. Michigan Tech was causing turnovers on the far end. Evan Orr with a good look. Benny Halaj with a big glove save to thwart him. David Jankowski through the middle. Got it back on the outside. Halaj equal to that one as well, as the freshman Hungarian goalkeeper keeping things pretty tight on his end of the ice. Blake Pietila with a little panic there, but Kiefer not able to poke that one loose with a broken stick in the background there. Almost knocked in by Arvid Kataroff, but he was able to keep it clean. Northern Michigan coming through the middle on the reverse angle. This one turned into a 3-on-1. Parker Soretsky opted to go left. Jack Works put it right into the gullet on Benny Halaj, who gratefully covered that one up and got the whistle. Northern Michigan got scruffy at the end of the period. Eddie with a nice play there to get it across to the other side, and Schlane's shot stopped by Pietila. Probably the best look Northern Michigan had, and with one of their top scorers on the puck at that point. Then late in the period, this is the play that caused all the problem. The first penalty went to Bandu. There was another one coming in there to Andre Gantos. That was a 2. And the other one that we missed was Aiden Gallagher's 5 minutes for grasping the face mask. So Northern Michigan ended up with 3 penalties at the end of the period. Extended power play time coming here from Tech. They had a minute of it at the end of the first. They'll continue with it when we start the second period from here in Houghton. Second period's on the way next. You're watching college hockey on TV6, presented by Nicolay National Bank.
The foundation for a happy life is a healthy life. Upper Great Lakes Family Health Center has been on the front line since the start of the pandemic and will continue to take every step to keep our patients, staff, and communities safe and healthy while still providing all of our services. You can be assured that our healthcare environment has and will always maintain strict protective measures that support the high-quality healthcare services you've come to expect from us. Upper Great Lakes Family Health Center, building your foundation to a healthy and happy life.
Are you tired of having to mop up water in your basement? Would you like to be able to use your basement for extra storage or livable space without the fear of your belongings getting damaged? Northland Basement Systems has the solution for you. Since 1991, thousands of homeowners in the Northland have trusted us for all things basementy. Basement waterproofing, basement finishing, structural repair, moisture and humidity control, and nasty crawl spaces too. At Northland Basement Systems, home evaluations are always free and the warranty on our work is the best in the business. Call us today.
This New Year's Eve, laugh along with Sean Wayans as he stops at Ojibwa Casino Marquette. You remember him from the shows In Living Color and The Wayans Brothers, as well as White Chicks and Scary Movie. Now see this notorious comedian with opening act Sulie McCullough deliver Laugh After Laugh live on December 31st at 7 p.m. Tickets start at $50 and are available at OjibwaCasino.com. Come laugh your way into 2023 with Sean Wayans, only at Ojibwa Casino Marquette.
An underdog victory, a pursuit of passion, a historic first. I'm Fisher Gano, a sophomore at Northern Michigan University, and I came here to tell stories. As a student, I'm not just learning, I'm creating. I've had the opportunity to write, direct, and shoot, capturing life up here at school and in the wilderness surrounding it. I came here to tell stories, and this one is mine.
At Super One Foods, we go to great measures to deliver you with top quality meat every day. Try our fresh and natural boneless pork country-style ribs for only $2.49 per pound and get Black Angus boneless bottom round roast for just $4.44 per pound. Plus, we provide the best of the best in fresh produce. Get premium grade Pink Lady or Braeburn apples for just $1.66 per pound and 2 4- to 5-ounce packages of Minnesota-grown Revel greens for just $5. Through all that we do, we've got you in mind. Super One Foods, serving you lower prices and better choices.
Find a drop-off location near you at tv6canathon.com.
Telecast tonight here on TV6 of college hockey, all brought to you in part by our friends at 41 Lumber. Better products, better results. 41 Lumber locations across Upper Michigan. Matter of fact, drove past one on the way in here this very afternoon.
Probably two, in fact.
Yes. Well, no, it's coming from Negaunee.
No, I drove past two.
Yes.
Well, I'm sure Grant Patelny and his coaching staff had an interesting discussion at the end of this period. There were only 3 penalties in the entire first, and they all came on the same play. So that means even if there is a goal scored on this first minor penalty by Isaac Bandu on the 5-on-3, the 5-on-3 will continue as we start the second minor penalty that can't be on the board yet because you can't go 5-on-2.
So we're just into this one, and again, 5-on-3 for Michigan Tech to start things off. Tech in the cream-colored jerseys, right to left. Northern Michigan, that deep green. Here on the road as it's out to the point. And the Huskies are going to take their sweet time here, Dave. Set this up, make sure they got the right play here because they've got plenty of room to do it.
It's a 2-3, and that's a weird way to go after a 5-on-3, but we'll see if it works.
Near side, Soretsky waiting. That hit traffic. High slot shot in. Diving are the Wildcats. Van Unen is able to throw the body in there and get that out of the way for the moment. Pinching in the Huskies. They go far near a doorstep, and that hit off the traffic and went up out of play.
2 huge blocks in there for Northern. Selling out Van Unen on the second one, but yeah, those guys going to the bench after a very good shift for them. Watch the first one coming in from the far side. Soretsky took that shot. It went off at Kjellberg. And then Van Unen selling out to get the second one. The 2D coming up with a big play.
Face-off is won by Michigan Tech. And they roll in. That's up over the top of everything. Thorne's going to track it down here at the left point. Handing it off and back to the far circle we go. Shot in. That save made. Rebound loose to the side of the net. A lot of traffic for a 5-on-3 standing in front of the goaltender, Halas. Far side, Halas with the save off the shoulder. And we are down to a 5-on-3, but the second penalty, by the way, and another block shot by NMU. As they go to the side of the net, Wildcats got there and flung it all the way down the length of the rink.
That's a smart play by Alex Fry. The counter look, knowing everyone was flowing toward the puck, got it out of the zone, and Northern got the full change.
It remains 5-on-3 for a minute 30, and then a 5-on-4 for a minute after that. And again, the Huskies don't need to hurry here, Dave. A lot of opportunity. They'll set it up with Thorne. Has Orr moving up ice way ahead of the play. They'll drop it to the far side and try and set things up at the 5-on-3. Orr looking, waiting, near side, shot blocked again by the Wildcat defense. It got through, but the goaltender able to knock it aside. Thorne, far circle, setting it up the Huskies. Here's Thorne again, fanned on it. Wildcats tapped it to the corner. Van Unen once again, and they will clear it the length of the rink.
Well, the Wildcats have identified the shooters. They've taken them away, so Kukinen's not going to get any good looks on this one, and you got to think that when this second unit comes out, they're going to try to take away Orr as well as he goes back to the bench.
Moving in, there is Soretsky. That pass off and hit him in the skates. 30 seconds in the 5-on-3. Good look, side of the net. Shot up over the top of the goal, and the Huskies can't track it down.
But the one-timer just has not been there. Northern's taken it away every time. Great penalty killing.
And Northern right now changing penalty killers one man at a time. So some of these guys are out there for a while, and again, this one's tapped out of the zone again. We're down to 15 seconds, so it's a 5-on-4. Jankowski crossing. Had help to Heiskanen, didn't use it. Jankowski with it now, drops to Heiskanen. And they'll rotate out on top. Jankowski again rolls in, partially knocked down by the goaltender Halaz. He tried to catch that, fanned on it. Now it's a 5-on-4. Shot in, that missed everything. And Jankowski to track it down here. 50 to go in the power play. Nice look, Soretsky, and he passed it back to the point. And there was no one home as Heiskanen was moving down the ray.
Just for housekeeping, Bandu is the one that was released from the box. Gantos, even though his penalty is up, cannot come out until the whistle.
When Mosley turned and sent it in, the goaltender Halaz got there. They'll reverse it here to the near side, and again, the length of the rink. And this has been impressive here by Northern Michigan on a 5-on-3 for 4 minutes. And able to get it to a 5-on-4 now, and now trying to tie up the puck in the offensive end. And this is just killing clock here. We're down to 12 to go, and maybe one last rush with the power play here for the Huskies. And they will drop it off. Mosley crossing the line. That got tied up in skates. Knocked away there from Kjellberg. And all of a sudden here, Dave, we're back to 5-on-5. And you got to tip the hat to Grant Patolny's club. It comes here to the near side of Orr. Lines it up into the catching glove. And Halaz is going to knock that down, and that is got to be a momentum builder for that Wildcat bench.
That was an absolute masterclass on how to kill penalties. It's Michigan Tech that has the reputation as the PK team. Michigan Tech just kind of got it thrown right back at them because Northern Michigan just did a phenomenal job out there. Now, the only thing this does, Mark, is it has thrown off your lines a little bit, and you've lost the defenseman. Northern Michigan's extra tonight is a forward, Luke Gramer, so they're down to 5D the rest of the way. We'll see who's going to get the minutes that Gallagher would have played.
Tied up here in the offensive end by Michigan Tech, and here comes Northern Michigan. Vanderbeck sent it to the left, tried to return to him, and this is going to be offside. If they touch up, they don't. And the Huskies will go back and get it. And just kind of taking their time, moving up ice now. Here's O'Connell. You talked a lot about his play last night. And it is broken up at neutral ice, sent back in, delay the offside. The Huskies have to clear, and they do. Zinger with some pressure on him. Just going to hand this one off. As Works with some token pressure here earlier, and now Zinger with a drop there. Bandu. And it's through everybody. Back out to neutral ice it goes. Another turnover. Wildcats going far side. Gantus went behind the play. And spinning now Michigan Tech. Huskies are Stauber. Moving up ice. Goes to the far side. They cross the line. Looking towards the middle. Van Unen blocked another one. Stepped right in front of it. Took off the passing lane. Turnover in front. Score! That has been a thorn in the side of this Wildcat team a lot this year. Just a turnover in front. The Australian, Tyrone Bronte, goes top shelf. And with all that we've gone through in this hockey game, it takes a simple turnover to make it 1-0.
G'day, Mike. Been waiting to use that one. That is putting one on the Barbie there. A terrible turnover in the corner by Van Unen, who saw it get slipped right back in front of the net. Charging into the open ice. Bronte didn't do anything but just slam it home over the shoulder of Halaz, who had nothing he could do about that one. That was a rocket.
So through all of that 5-on-3 for 4 minutes, it takes a simple turnover to get our first goal of the hockey game. So they will pinch in, will the Wildcats now. It is onside, and Brought up ahead here by the Wildcats. McAllis loose to the side of the net. And they will bump shoulders there, and pinching in for the Wildcats, Shellberg again. Goes to the far circle. That's broken up. Tapped at up ahead. Trying to reach it through. They do. Here come the Huskies 2-on-1. And far side. Save made. Loose there in the crease. They fire at it. I thought I heard a whistle. No, I didn't. And it's Halaz who holds on. Whew, let's take a break. 13:56 to go. 1-0 Tech. Hockey tonight presented by Nicolet Bank.
Still searching for a meaningful gift? Shop Beth Milner Jewelry in downtown Marquette or online at bethmilner.com for unique gifts handmade with sustainable materials. Beth Milner Jewelry, for gifts that matter.
Your burger. Pepper jack, mustard, mayo, pickles, drag that baby through the garden.
You like things your way, what you eat, and what you drive.
Order your vehicle your way at Riverside.
We have a 7-location menu to choose your make and model.
Your color, your trim, and all the bells and whistles you can imagine.
Order up.
Order your vehicle your way at Riverside.
Still searching for a meaningful gift? Shop Beth Milner Jewelry in downtown Marquette or online at bethmilner.com for unique gifts handmade with sustainable materials. Beth Milner Jewelry, for gifts that matter.
College hockey on TV6 brought to you in part by 41 Lumber. Better products, better results. The results have come from the fourth line for Michigan Tech. Mark Evans as Nardella, Bronte, and Stauber stealing minutes and stealing goals for the Huskies.
And the Huskies keep it in the zone. And it goes right in. Halaz watches that go by. And back out to the point for Thorne. Turns and sends it deep. The Huskies up 1-0 and now buzzing a little bit. And to the front of the net, there was a lot of traffic there and just couldn't get anything on it. Thorne again. Near side, that is blocked as it goes through to the far corner, and there we go. Logan Pietila trying to track it down. He's out there with Mosley and Kukkonen right now. Back to the point, Thorne looking. Hands off to Pietila. Up front, far circle. Wildcats stepped in front of the pass there. Thorne had it hop away from him, and here is Northern Michigan the other way. Schlane just couldn't get to the puck, needed a break anyway, so he just headed right to the Wildcat bench. Tick, 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 13:05 remaining already here. Second period. Is this going to be broken up again by the Wildcats? Knocked down for a moment, forced up ahead. Here we come. Across the line, there is Fry. Got the game winner last night right in front. They just couldn't put anything on it there for the A.J. Vanderbeck. Digging it out of the corner, Northern Michigan, right to the near circle. Thorne steps in front of it again. Glove down by Enns. Ooh, they got a guy right in the slot one more time. Vanderbeck looking, steps around one man, got dragged down. They're going to call that penalty, and it is our first man advantage for Northern Michigan. Pretty easy call from here.
Going to be a slash. And I think it's Kyle Kukkonen, the freshman, who's going to go for this one. We said you almost guarantee the next penalty was going to go to the cream shirts. Boy, that was an emphatic call down there from Shane Paskey. That
got to get his money's worth.
I mean, if you're going to call it, you may as well make it known, right? That's more of a almost a Wes McCauley level call there.
Not quite.
Well, there's only so many guys that can be as dramatic as Wes.
So Kukkonen will go for the slash here. Our first man advantage for the Wildcats. Again, as you see, trailing 1-0 here. Huskies scoring a 5-on-5 goal earlier in this period. Puck is down and tied up in skates, and almost another penalty as the fans of Wildcats looking for the arm to go up. Not there. Vanderbeck out on top. Shellberg, far side. They look back here to the near side. Vanderbeck through traffic, and that deflected past the far post. They track it down to Shellberg. He's got it in his skates. Near side to Vanderbeck. AJ looking to line it up. Husky stepped in front of it. Broken up there, but Fry trying to dig it free. Kiefer around to the far side. Here's Pap. Looking. To the point. Shellberg again. Vanderbeck. AJ skating in. A lot of traffic in front of him. He'll pull back. 1:23 on the power play to the side of the net in front. Pietila got a piece of it. Loose in front. They score. A lot of traffic. And the Huskies going to argue this one that he had it covered up. The official right there on the scene, and the Wildcats equalize it on the power play.
Well, the question is what hit it on the way in, and that's what the Huskies are talking about. This may be a kick, and it could be inadvertent, Mark. Let's take a look in here as the puck gets into the scramble. Nice move by Fry to come in front. Puck is still loose. It went off the skate of Kiefer, but there's no intent there. That's David Kiefer's goal, and it's going to count.
So both teams here in the second period, Wildcats scoring on their first man advantage. And we're going to get a great look at it here from on high.
Now watch when Kiefer comes in. There is no intent to play that. It went off of Pietola. The rebound hit Kiefer, and it bounced in right behind the goaltender. That goal is going to count.
They are going to review.
Well, it's not going to take long.
No.
Review's not going to take very long here.
So a little chatter amongst ourselves up here in the press deck, but they will review this play. Like I said, that overhead view to me, Dave, is the one that iced it.
Yeah, I mean, you could see it for sure on the rebound that came off of Pietola, that Kiefer was coming in and stopping right on top of the crease, and it didn't even hit his skate. So one more look at it. The save will come off of Blake Pietola. There's Kiefer, number 7, coming in. I don't think it even touched the top of his skate. It might have even touched his leg.
And it might have even gone off O'Connell as well. It was right there.
Well, I mean, none of the Wildcats even knew. Here's the overhead again. Number 7 coming in from the top off of the rebound. It did hit his skate, and then it went underneath Pietola, and he almost directed it in with the underneath of his left leg.
So this shouldn't take a whole lot of time, as you mentioned.
There's only one possible hope for Michigan Tech here, and that's goaltender interference. Was Pietola impeded on top of the crease? Let's take a look one more time. Here's a great look from behind. Just watch the goaltender. Don't watch the puck. See who touches Blake Pietola. Does 28 Fry impede him? I don't think he does.
No, it's his own man.
Yep. I think that is a good goal.
So Ryan O'Connell actually the one that knocking the goaltender out of the way.
Yeah, the goal will go to Kiefer. Fry did most of the work in there. But they're looking at this for an awfully long time. Longer than I thought it was going to be.
Had a rather lengthy review at the 19-minute mark of the first period. If you're just joining, that wound up being 3 NMU penalties at one time. Huskies had a 5-on-3 for 4 minutes, and then a 5-on-4 after that, and Northern Michigan held them out. And immediately after that is when the turnover to Tyrone Bronte gave Michigan Tech the lead, and it looks like Northern Michigan has tied it.
Well, I would be dumbstruck if this is ruled out, and I would love to hear the explanation of why. That's 100% a good goal in my mind.
We'll see how emphatic they are here.
Yeah, you want to do Wes McCauley, this is the place to do it. Boy, they are talking a long time now.
I don't know how this can't be a good goal.
Well, let's find out.
It is.
Anticlimactic at the end there. One more look from behind. Again, it's Kiefer coming in, and it comes off of Pietola, hits the leg of Kiefer, and it's his own player that knocks Blake Pietola back into the net as he directs it into the corner.
Arvid Kataroth going to argue on behalf of the Huskies down here. Joe Sean not pleased with the explanation. Obviously, the student section has a...
As you would expect.
Yes.
Now they're going to give the fans one more look. The reverse angle is, I don't think, going to tell us a whole lot more here. That's, in fact, even more confusing.
Yeah.
Because Kataroth is just kind of in the way there. But I think the Northern players were as surprised as anyone that the puck was in the net.
But it's power play goal, and that'll equalize it here in the second period. 12 bells to go. And we are tied here in Houghton. Gontus, nice little move. Andre right in front, my goodness. And Larson just about stuffed another one. He had the second goal for the Wildcats last night at the very end of that second period. So up ahead they go. Rasmussen, he had a pair last night up into the throat of Thorne. That could be a high stick. They're not going to call it, though. And here's Schlane trying to track it down for the Wildcats. Michigan Tech on it. Thorne to the near side. And here come the Huskies. Heiskanen. Long look up ahead. It's onside. Chopped at there. And right here along the blue line. And Pap trying to knock that free. Thorne once again. Pass goes behind his man Kataroth on the far side. He overskated it. Back the other way is Pap. Moving upside. That's Kalala to his left. Pap looking, not much there. Goes to the backhand in front. And a shot never got in. Players tied up all over the place. And finally a penalty's called well behind the play and kind of late, actually.
Well, I mean, you had to think there was going to be a slash because there's a stick out there in two pieces. That was one of those old Bugs Bunny cartoon Hassan chops that went right over the top. And all I saw were just two pieces of stick flying all over, and it's Kataroff that'll get called for it.
So back-to-back power plays here for Northern Michigan.
Now, okay,
Yeah,
here's the look again. It's Kataroff just kind of swung back around. He was the one that is complaining he got hauled down, but as he's going down, he swung the stick back over and it shattered.
And I think a lot of people don't understand that. You're responsible for the actions of your stick.
Yep.
No matter what it does. So if you wind up getting spun around by someone and you crack someone in the head, you are responsible.
Or in the stick if you break it.
Yes. Seems a little harsh, but that's been the rule forever.
Hey, that thing cost $300. You got to at least do something. That's off the iron.
That is off the post, and it is Shelberg lost the handle on it. Back the other way, Michigan Tech moving up ice. Mosley trying to get a shot away. Nice job by Shelberg to knock him off the play.
He does have 3 shorties already. We mentioned that. So number 11 in the cream sweaters, definitely a danger when Michigan Tech is short a man.
So here are the Huskies, short-handed, and Northern Michigan looking to drop it back. And Shelberg just going to have to move it up ice. Pietila trying to bug him there. Kiefer across. Here we come. Fry, far side. Big save, Pietila. Man, Vanderbeek let that one run from right up the top of the circle. Side of the net. The Wildcats looking to set something up down low. Another one that just missed the net. This is going to come all the way out to neutral ice.
I don't care how good Blake Pietila's pads are. He felt that shot from Vanderbeek.
You can hear it hit up here.
Oh, wow.
In a hurry, A.J. Vanderbeek moving up ice here for the Wildcats. Power play for another minute. Vanderbeek hits the brakes, looks back out. Circle they go, shot in. Pietila the save. He'll hold on. Good look that time for the Wildcats. Schlane moving into the bad angle shot. And Pietila doing what Blake Pietila does.
You just started to get the idea that Pietila was looking for the drop pass there, that I thought he wasn't going to keep going to the post, where he was going to try to push back toward the middle of the ice. Schlane saw that, wanted to go top corner over the glove hand, or the stick hand side, but Blake able to lean back over. Whether that was a fake out and to get him to shoot there, that's part of the game when you're on offense and defense with the goaltender.
Schlane takes the draw, and a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Remember, we talked about face-off interference is now a 2-minute minor penalty, but the linesman there explaining, my bad on that one. I didn't drop it.
He did this time, and Northern Michigan got to it. They've got Zinger out at the point. Looks far circle. Zinger actually scored from there last night. Going across the crease, off a defender towards the goal, and now it is loose once again for the Wildcats. Back behind the net. This is where they like to do their damage. Back out on top far circle they go. They got Colella wide open down here, but it's knocked away. Zinger couldn't catch the pass with 30 seconds to go in the man advantage.
Yeah, 13 in green. He's in his office over there waiting for that one-timer. If they can slip it through, Huskies took the passing lane away.
Far side they go. Schlane looked to drop it and didn't. And it's picked out of there by Michigan Tech. O'Connell with the puck, and he's just going to throw this one the length of the rink and burn off some clock. 15 in the man advantage. Good pressure put on by the Huskies there. And now Northern Michigan, Van Unen's going to have to spin in his own end, but that's really about it for the power play. And that will be it for the man advantage as the Wildcats just wait for the clock, and there it is with 9:05 to go. Long wait back behind the net. And we'll leave it there and start the rush. Van Unen, Zinger, Van Unen again. Off the wall, trying to kick it in. And here we come. Van Unen from a bad angle, took a shoulder. He'll wind up in the far boards on his side. And here are the Huskies back in their own end. Chopped at it there, poked it up ahead. Jankowski once again. Long look is in. That should be an icing call. And it will be here with 8:33 to go.
So no break yet. And this line's been out there for a little while for Michigan Tech, but I don't think we're in that range where you start thinking about using your timeout. Arvid Kataroff just with a long 2-minute break, so he should be relatively fresh.
Like I said last night, you don't realize how big he is until you see him standing next to somebody else. And the kid from Gothenburg, Sweden, should be on the Swedish national basketball team.
Could be a soccer
well, he's
keeper,
6'5" for crying out loud.
Yeah, that's true.
And then you put him on skates, and he's, what, almost 6'8", so that's pretty imposing. Ends here for Northern Michigan. He's going to turn and fling it into the far corner. They'll track it down, 8:25 to go. Wildcats got there. Vincent DeMay looked for somebody out at the point, but not a great look at the pass. And it's popped up there. They'll fight for it along the wall. And falling down, one of the Huskies, and it's away from Mikey Colella. And up ahead, Vincent Tomei will turn and send it in. Thorne's going to track this down with Pap right on top of him. And Jankowski will look. And up they go to Katarov. And that's going to short hop and go past the near post. Under 8 minutes to go here, 1-1. Last night was entertaining. This has been great here tonight. It is tipped in by Vincent Tomei, trying to get to the bench around the linesman there. And here comes Michigan Tech. They're going to throw it into the zone. Knocked down there by Shelberg. Ooh. And around a big hit thrown there right in front. And from a high slot shot in. Save made by Halaz. Bouncing puck. Huskies have it. Far side, they'll knock it down. Pietila. Looking for some help towards the middle. And all sorts of bodies getting wrapped up there. Stauber trying to kick something free. Up the near wall, pitching in Nardella, who is centering this number 4 line. Pietila right in front, missed everything, and NMU in their own end. Off the glass, glove down. Stauber went right through his glove. And it's going to be sent to the far side as the Wildcats gather the puck in. Vanderbeek takes a swing at it there. Nice little move along the far wall, but again, the Huskies able to recover. And right back out to neutral ice. They come in a hurry. Far side, we're going to go. Up ahead, here's Kukkonen. He's got Pietila with him. That's Logan Pietila. Jed Pietila, the other one. And then, of course, you got the third Pietila on the ice and net, and Blake Pietila. Popped up high in the air. And they'll slap at it. The Huskies will to the blue line of the Wildcats. They let him through. Mosley waiting. Shot score. They just let Mosley loose, and he went top shelf, and it's 2-1.
Every goalie knows and every coach knows when you're kids, if you're in an odd man situation and you're the defender, you take away the pass and let the goaltender handle the shooter. This time it was Rylan Mosley and Benny Halash. Halash cheated. He tried to start working his way over because he thought that pass was coming across, because that's what the Huskies did. Left way too much room on the stick side. Mosley picked it and gave the Huskies the lead back.
So 2 very good-looking shots here in this period have given Michigan Tech a 2-1 advantage here. Andre Gantus crossing. This will be offside. No, it won't, because the Huskies are able to clear. They move it up ice. They do. Does the Huskies. Works had it for a second. Now here come the Wildcats the other way. Cross ice look. That missed everybody. Back here is Heiskanen. Hands off. O'Connell. And here are the Huskies moving back in. And a whistle. We owe you a break, but we're not going to get it right here with 6 minutes to go.
I hope you enjoyed our feature with Dan Metlack, the new head coach for Michigan Tech football, on our first intermission. Been on the job for not quite a week. Of course, he's been on campus for a long time. There you get one more look at Mosley's snipe to the stick side. Coming up in our second intermission, you're going to hear from one of the great goaltenders in this rivalry from back in the early 90s, Jamie Ram, the 2-time All-American, who did not end up giving up a lot of goals like that in his career. And I am not throwing shade on Benny Halash, but Jamie Ram was a special goalie. If you finish in 10th in a 10-team conference and you're an All-American goalie, you're doing something pretty good back in the crease.
Well, we still got 5:50 to go in this one. And the Wildcats find themselves down 2-1. NMU's goal on the power play to equalize it a little bit ago. But Mosley just made it 2-1, and this will be offside. Northern Michigan cannot touch the puck. And so here come the Huskies back the other way. Thorne will tap it into the zone. Offsides will be the call, and we owe you a break. 2-1 Tech. College hockey presented here this evening by Nicolet Bank.
Credit card. Earn 2% cash back when you swipe in the Upper Peninsula. 1% on everything else.
Yoop Coop is Marquette's original chicken joint. Full-piece chicken tenders, hand-breaded or marinated in-house and cooked to perfection. Add in some of our more than 22 sauces, waffle fries, a homemade biscuit, a few tasty sides and salads, and well, yum. Plus, easy online ordering and a pickup window. It's easy to see why everyone is loving Yoop Coop. Feed the beast at Yoop Coop in Marquette. Comfort food leveled up.
Another entertaining night of hockey alongside Dave Ellis and our TV6 crew. Mark Evans, thanks for joining us here from Houghton.
They want you to do the gritty up here. Can you do that?
Camera's off, right? Yeah, I draw the line there. Thank God the cameras are off. 2-1, and Vincent DeMay spun down. The arms that stay down. DeMay looking around like what just happened here.
Ooh.
Hap throws a big hit on Katarov.
It has to be big to knock him down.
And with 5:08 to go, Michigan Tech going to gather it in and settle it down on their own end. Thorne's got Pietila with him. Thorne, look, here's Pietila. Jed's going to move up ice, and he's going to throw it into the Northern Michigan end. This is not going to be icing. That was tipped. Wildcats down a goal with a ton of time remaining here, not only in this period, but in the evening of hockey that we have. A bouncing puck away from Mike Kallela. And here comes Michigan Tech the other way. Kallela trying to pester the Husky with the puck. And it's finally taken away. And here's Kallela with 3 cream-colored jerseys right on him. He'll head to the bench. And back is Evan Orr. Stauber. Far corner. Huskies going to give chase, but NMU got there first and turned it over. They go far side. Thorne let it hit off the end wall. He's got help out to the point. They look for the deflection as Heiskanen sent it in. Not much there. And now it's picked off by NMU. Wildcats trying to move up ice. Nice job by the Huskies to knock it down. Would have been an offside. And flipped at here with 4 minutes to go here till our second intermission.
Fourth line again for Michigan Tech. Probably their best of the night so far.
They certainly had their opportunities. Stauber, Nardella, and Bronte have. Actually, we've seen quite a bit of Eddie, Willits, and McAllis for Northern Michigan, too. Here's a good look as the Huskies bring it across. Stauber looking, but in traffic in front, loose. Pietila waiting, shot it over the top of the net. Comes here near side. This one goes way over the top of everybody.
Halas just got his stick back.
Nice puck work here by the Huskies. In front, save made. Oh my, we got a penalty back behind the play.
Bronte with a great look there, but a cross-check coming up. Power play Michigan Tech when we come back. College hockey tonight on TV6, presented by Nicolay National Bank.
Regardless of who you root for, Nicolay Bank is here to help. Real people, real conversations isn't just a tagline, it's how we do business. Let's work together to create shared success. Stop in today or visit nicolaybank.com to learn more.
We are your teammates, your coaches, your biggest fans, your neighbors, and as your local State Farm agents, we are here. Any question, any concern, we want to discuss what's important to you. We'll add value to your insurance investment and develop personalized coverage to protect everything you love. Contact Stephanie Robar for a quote today or stop by our office in downtown Marquette.
Well, last night the Barrie Event Center was at capacity, and if we're not there tonight, we're just about at it. Huge crowd as always when Northern Michigan's in town. The Huskies, as you see, leading 2-1, and they will have another power play. Going to get a look at this right in front as Schellberg right here as the puck goes over the net. And they didn't get to it, but that's Schellberg that's going to go here for the NMU Wildcats. And it is knocked down at the near circle. Huskies looking back out on top. They're going to roll here to Heiskanen. From the near circle, save made, and a rebound is flicked out to neutral ice nicely here by NMU. Heiskanen again. Not a good pass as Gontu's kind of sniffing around a little bit here on Parker Soretsky. Comes to the near side. Rasmussen diving for the play, not there, and this is just going to be tossed the length of the rink here by the NMU defense. Dave Ellis on his way down to the NMU bench. Get thoughts of Grant Patolny coming up here at the conclusion of our period in 2:45. Soretsky's going to move up ice. Hands it off to Rasmussen. That hit traffic, and Wildcats again is going to fire this one in and let Blake Pietila settle it down. 2:30 to go. 1:03 in the power play. Moving up ice, Michigan Tech. In a hurry is Mosley, looking deflection in front, save made, and another big save by Benny Halaz. as he was able to stack the pads, and that one hit him right in the midsection. He's been a busy boy tonight. 30 shots. Michigan Tech just 16 for NMU as you get the reverse angle look at that. Deflected right in. Couldn't swallow the first one, and he's able to gobble up number 2. And a couple of big saves here for the newest Wildcat. Benny Halaz, the freshman from Budapest, Hungary. And they'll blow the play dead here with 51 seconds remaining in the Michigan Tech power play. And the clock's going to go back to 2:17. Wildcat penalty kill pretty good so far tonight. They killed off 4 minutes of 5-on-3. Both Huskies goals, even strength. They go far side. Thorne or near side. And they got a penalty in front once again, and this is going to be against Michigan Tech. Interference is going to be the call, and so much for that for the power play. As a matter of fact, Northern Michigan's going to have about a minute and a half power play coming up here in 34 seconds. Logan Pietla, the captain, heading off. So 4-on-4, going to open up the ice a little bit here at the McGinnis Student Ice Arena.
Now that definitely will change the end of the period talk, I'm sure. Let me tell you, it's hard to move around in this building right now with the crowds that are all over the place.
Don't you love it?
I do.
I mean, last night was great. Tonight's been awesome. And we're going to look right at it at the interference penalty. As you see the stick get thrown out of the hand of the Wildcat player. So 4-on-4, Dave Ellis down on the Northern Michigan bench for a chat with Grant Patolny coming up here at the end of the period. Kiefer takes the draw, got thrown off the play. And it'll be the Huskies in their own end. O'Connell with the puck. Handed it off, got it back, and now goes to the far side. Katarov gets the puck back there. Top, they go to Pietla, wrister, and that hit off of the goaltender and up into the protective netting. That was an awkward-looking shot, Dave. I know you don't have much of an angle from it down there, but it almost caught the goaltender leaning the other direction.
Oh, no, I had the perfect angle looking right onto that one, and both the goaltender and the defender were moving in the same direction, and Pietla was trying to shoot that back counter to the way they were going. It just went off the hip of the defenseman there and out. That was a very dangerous play.
Buck 45 here, 20 seconds in the NMU penalty, and then it'll be 1:26 of power play for the Wildcats to wrap up the period. Vanderbeck leaves it there, and now it'll be Badu to hop back and go get it. And they're just going to let that 9 seconds now, 5 seconds of power play, penalty rather, go off the clock for Shellberg. And now NMU on the power play here for the rest of the period. Husky shorthanded, moving up ice. And it's going to fire it in, catching glove for the goaltender Halaz. Far side to Pap. That hit off a bad board, and he'll just send it to Vanderbeck, and now Zinger behind his own net. Zinger, nice little move there as we're down to about 1:05 remaining. A little dangerous in front of his own net. Another dangerous move. And now Zinger's going to bring it across and handed it off. Another turnover. Moving up ice is Soretsky. He don't really have anybody with him. That goes off the side of the cage, but Soretsky got to the rebound in a hurry. Got thrown into the boards for his trouble. Under a minute to go, as you see. Here is Pap. Drop pass, high slot. Another one too many perhaps. But it comes now to Shellberg. Deflected in front, and Fry just couldn't put anything on it.
Kukin took out Soretsky. Soretsky dropped his stick, and the loose stick made that stop.
Shellberg. Shot in, blocked, far circle. Pap right in front of Dave Ellis down there on the Wildcat bench.
Yeah, Soretsky's banged up out there right now, Mark. It's almost a 5-on-3.
Left point with 20. Vanderbeck, good look, far circle. Shot in, save made. Pietla didn't know where it was. And it is finally going to be over Shellberg with 10 seconds to go. And the Wildcats have to clear. Maybe one last shot, but here comes Gantus. He gets thrown off the play. And we're going to end the second period at 2-1 in favor of the Huskies, and there will be 1 second remaining on power play for Northern Michigan unless we get something coming out of this one. And A.J. Vanderbeck is saying, hey, if you're going to start calling face masks, take a look at what just happened to me.
All right, Mark, we're downstairs with Grant Patolny. Wants to get back to the locker room. Coach, thoughts on that period?
It's hard when you got to kill 4 minutes of a 5-on-3, but we did it, and I was really proud of the guys for that. tough break on the first goal, and we got it back, and then we shortened the rink a little bit, so we got to make sure we get pucks behind them, and you got to go 200 feet.
You played so well from behind last night, but you have a shorter bench right now with the defenseman missing. What do you do in the third?
Yeah, we dressed an extra D, so we got 60, and it's going to be on the front of our bench anyway.
Coach, thanks for this. We'll see you for the third.
Thank you.
Grant Patolny heading for the locker room, and I'll head back upstairs to see you in a minute, Mark. Don't miss that Jamie Ram feature coming up in this intermission.
All righty, we have had 5+ entertaining periods of hockey so far with these two clubs in a 1-goal game heading into the third period. Northern Michigan and Michigan Tech, and the officials are going to talk a few things over, I think, here. And A.J. Vanderbeek was adamant about his face mask being grabbed, and now one of the officials heading over to the NMU bench. And calmer heads prevail, and Vanderbeek's not happy, slamming his stick on the ice, and now a parting word for one of the officials, and he moved real close to getting the hand on the hips for a 10, and that's the last thing you want if you're a Wildcat fan. Second intermission coming up here. College hockey, Northern Michigan, Michigan Tech, presented by Nicolet National Bank.
I was born with a cholesteatoma, so when I was 5 years old, they found out that all the hearing bones are missing. I would answer the phone and I'd be like, wait, let me switch to my good ear. And my mom thought I was just kind of kidding. And we figured out that I had hearing loss, and I didn't want a hearing aid at all. Melissa was my first hearing doctor, and they're so nice, and they're always inviting and smiling, and had a hearing aid since first grade. They're so nice about it.
Navigating the housing market alone is overwhelming. Why settle for just one realtor when you can have two? Stephanie Jones and Jessica Hetrick of Select Realty have been serving the Marquette area for almost 30 years. Buying your first home or selling a family-owned home, Stephanie and Jessica are there with you, helping families moving into the Marquette area using the latest technology. They will navigate you through the process with no transaction fees. Go to stephaniesells.com to get started. What doors will we open for you?
Connecting communities at warp speed. Stuck on slow DSL cable broadband? It's time to cut the cable and enjoy a fiber-fast internet connection. Michigan Broadband Services is offering reliable, high-speed fiber internet, plus expansive TV lineup, telephone, and smart home management. Satisfy your family's growing internet needs with up to 10 gig of speed and no slowdowns. Enjoy 24/7 local customer support. Sign up now with no contract and no install fees. Get connected today at www.mishbbs.com/fiber.
Our biggest sale of the year is held over, so there's still time to get Black Friday deals during our huge Thanksgiving sale, held over at Slumberland Furniture. Incredible prices, plus get 30% off on top of that store-wide. Get your final chance for Black Friday deals and 30% off? Yep, held over. And don't forget, mattress shopping is easy, fast, and comfortable at Slumberland. Come see our difference and get a great sale on a mattress today.
Michigan Tech is like its very own thing. I've learned to take risks. I've been challenged. The people I've met and the things we do, this is real. At Michigan Tech, the classes shape your mind. But the experience of being here, it shapes you into who you want to be. Tomorrow needs Michigan Tech. Tomorrow needs you.
You've spent your life building your wealth. You've worked hard to build an estate that will benefit your heirs for generations. Are you taking advantage of all that is available to preserve and grow your wealth? Have you considered getting a second opinion on how your wealth is managed? The goals you have for your wealth depend to some degree on what your advisor offers. That's why it's worth asking yourself how much more is possible. Contact the advisors at the Mark Aho Financial Group and let us provide the second opinion you deserve.
Squirrel hunting with Cody Cass. That's Monday on Discovering.
And now, your Nicolet National Bank Intermission Report.
This is the Nicolet National Bank Intermission Report from here in Houghton. College hockey tonight between the Wildcats and the Huskies. For Michigan Tech's hockey history, goaltending has always been a strong point, and you would think going back through the history books, you'd find the number one on a lot of these goaltenders. But
Here in Houghton, there might be a different set of digits that can be argued is the more successful one. That's 31. Bruce Horsch wore it back in the 70s. Blake Pietila wears it today. And the guy who wore it in the early 90s might just possibly have been the best of all. His name is Jamie Ram.
If you listened to the great Bob Olson broadcast Michigan Tech hockey games in the early 90s, you probably heard one phrase hundreds of times when the puck was in the Huskies' defensive zone.
Saved by Ram, and he covers up.
Well, that right there is Tiger Pierce all the way. Tiger used to come out for practice, and he emphasized from my freshman year rebound control, and I'd never really worked on it when I was a younger goalie in Toronto, and he'd come out and it was like, I'm like, why are we doing this? It was every day. And yeah, even when I was pro, when I played pro for 10 years, that was always something that people talked about. My rebound control was so good, but it was, thanks to Tiger, that was a skill that he emphasized. And I even took it, through pro. I would do it in practice and stuff.
Jamie Ram only started 40 games in his first 2 seasons at Michigan Tech combined. He split time with then captain Joff Sargent. That competition in the crease made both goalies up their games. By the start of his junior season, the net was all Jamie's, and he blossomed into one of the top netminders in all of college hockey. His reliability was a security blanket for all Tech's defenders.
Probably me more than the rest of those guys, but yeah, he saved our bacon a lot of times, that's for sure. He would stay out practices, and he would just keep taking shots and whatever it took. So he was definitely one of the most competitive guys I've ever seen, and you saw it firsthand in games.
Jamie helped engineer one of the biggest playoff upsets ever in college hockey as a senior when the 10th-seeded Huskies eliminated top-seeded Colorado College from the WCHA playoffs, closing the Broadmoor Arena for good and keeping the Tigers out of the NCAA tournament. As big as the playoff run was, it might not rank as high as breaking the Ramada Cup hoodoo against Northern Michigan, when the Huskies clinched the trophy for the first time by winning a penalty shootout at Lakeview Arena on the final week of the regular season.
They were they were guessing Northern just booing and stuff, but that was pretty cool. Northern and Tech, that's always the great times, and it was great that we kind of got them at the end of my career there. But always exciting games, and it's funny, I coach with Dallas Drake now down in Scottsdale, Arizona, so we talk about things. He had the better part of me, obviously, then I needed him to leave so to win those games. So yeah, they were always just fun games to play.
He was just the 3rd regular starter to finish his Tech career with a save percentage over 900 after Tony Esposito and Jim Warden. He also earned first-team All-American honors in both his junior and senior seasons. But like any goalie worth his salt, Jamie deflects all the credit like he used to deflect enemy shots.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm proud of that. And but like I said, it's your teammates in front of you. And, I love the community. I love the people here. My teammates are great. I try not to take much, for that. But, I'm proud of it. Absolutely.
Highlights from the second period, and we'll start getting you ready for the third from here at the McGinnis Student Ice Arena when we come back after this timeout. Stick around. You're watching College Hockey on TV6, presented by Nicolet National Bank.
This holiday, send a Copper Country favorite to that special Youper who is missing home. A Woolworths gift box is sure to please, and it's never been easier to order online at Woolworth.com.
There's Black Friday specials at Shunk Furniture Marquette. All our recliners are on sale from Lazy Boy, Flex Steel, and Best. Get this wall hugger recliner for just $3.19. Here's a special 3-piece sectional with double chases for just $10.99. How about a full-size sofa sleeper for just $7.99? Mr. Mattress here. All our mattresses are on sale with Black Friday specials, like this Queen Serta Perfect Sleeper mattress with a power-adjustable base for just $6.99. For Black Friday specials, shop Shunk Furniture of Marquette today.
For the Anishinaabe, harvesting and preparing traditional foods have been a way of life for generations. Over time, these traditions have been lost or forgotten. Reclaiming food sovereignty is important for identity and to get back to wellness as Anishinaabe people. Neap kashkatome, wanam jige wanan, mi jim mananin. Reclaim food sovereignty. For information on tribal food programs, please call Sioux Tribe Community Health.
Life was always more complicated than it needed to be. Before, I would lie awake at night in pain, thinking about how I would get through the next day. I was nervous, but when I met the doctors at Spine Pain Diagnostics, I knew they would take care of me. Experience matters, and with over 50 years of combined experience treating back pain, they found the exact treatment right for me. Since my treatment at Spine Pain Diagnostics, I've regained my lifestyle and my happiness.
Irontown becomes Tinseltown during Downtown Nagani's annual Tinseltown Holiday Celebration, Saturday, December 10th. Festivities begin at 4 p.m. with a parade and tree lighting ceremony at 6 p.m. Nagani invites you to come celebrate the season during Tinseltown, December 10th, sponsored in part by TV6.
A conversation with Senator Ed McBroom this week on The Ryan Report.
Find a drop-off location near you at tv6canathon.com.
Well, there's no question that this has been by far one of the more entertaining weekends of hockey between Northern Michigan and Michigan Tech. Wildcats winning in overtime last night at the Barrie Event Center in Marquette by a final of 4-3. And you see what's been done here so far tonight. And yeah, it's been that close, Dave Ellis, and they've had a lot of fun doing it.
Take a deep breath. Here we go. Second period highlights Northern Michigan killing off 4 minutes of a 5-on-3 to start, but 5 was the big number for Tyrone Bronte, who got that loose puck on his stick in the slot, made no mistake, and ripped it home over the shoulder of Benny Halaz, giving the Huskies the lead. They tried to build on it with Rasmussen going across on that one, but Jankowski was stopped. The puck ended up on the goal line, but Michigan Tech could not get it by Benny Halaz for the second goal of the period just yet. Here's Northern Michigan's goal, went off the skate of David Kiefer and into the goal. After a lengthy review, they decided that one should count. We agreed. It went off of Pietila, then off of Kiefer, into the goal. Northern Michigan had the tie later on in the second period. You get one more look at it here as Pietila actually got the last touch. Probably would have gone wide, but he kicked it in. Then Ryland Mosley faked that pass to the middle, put it over the shoulder of Halaz on an odd man rush. That gave Michigan Tech the lead that they enjoy right now, 2-1 at the end of 40 minutes of play. You got to think the scoring and the action isn't done yet, Mark Evans. We got 20 minutes more to enjoy some of the best college hockey in the country coming up here tonight, as Halaz made a couple of great saves at the end of the period to keep it at 2-1. That one just over the top of the bar late on the power play.
Technically, it is a Northern Michigan power play to start the period, but that'll be for 1 second. We have a lot more to get to here as we take our final break here of our second intermission. College hockey, Northern Michigan, Michigan Tech, presented this evening by Nicolet National Bank.
When you have something wrong with your vehicle and you bring it in, you know that Town & Country is going to be upfront and honest with you.
You want somebody who knows what to do with your vehicle. We spend tens of thousands of dollars a year to make sure our guys are trained properly, and we stand by our work. We have the guarantee. If we don't fix it right, people don't pay for it.
We're an honest dealership. We're taking care of our customers, and they're being charged for the service that we provide, and no more.
You know, I'm a mechanic, but I bring my truck here to these guys because I trust them, and I'll keep bringing them back because I trust them.
BHK Child Development, where learning and play come naturally.
BHK Child Development is hiring early childhood educators, classroom aides, and substitute teachers for their child development centers in Baraga, Houghton, and Keweenaw counties. They're also in need of youth leaders for their after-school enrichment programs. Start a new career today working with children and families in the UP. Apply online at bhkfirst.org.
You looking for cool stuff? Superior Hobby UP in Iron Mountain has it. Your one-stop shop for all your hobby needs is Superior Hobby UP. You'll find items here that you can't find at a big box store. Really cool hobby merchandise like plastic and wood model kits, electric trains, puzzles, die-cast toys, and paint by numbers. We also have really neat metal signs. Our helpful staff is eager to meet you.
At Superior Hobby UP, we have things that your partner won't let you buy. Downtown, Iron Mountain, across from the post office.
There's no fan like a Packers fan. And every week, there's a show just for you. It's Packers Live. Join Lance Allen, Wayne Larrivee, and a team of experts every Tuesday for an in-depth look at the week in Packers football. Every touchdown, every big play.
Plenty to learn, but plenty to like with number 7.
Every exciting moment.
There's some speed on the field here.
Your team, your show. Packers Live.
Tuesday nights at 7:30 on Fox UP.
I mean, who wouldn't love it?
I love pink happy babies. Lisa from Norway Springs. No matter how much you bathe them, babies bathed in untreated Upper Peninsula water seem to look a little orange to me. Water that stains, sinks, and bathtubs isn't doing much for your baby's skin. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Purchase or rent a whole house filtration system from us. Norway Springs. No orange babies.
Fresh, safe water, guaranteed. Call Norway Springs today.
Find a drop-off location near you at tv6canathon.com.
College hockey on TV6, brought to you in part tonight by 41 lumber locations all across the UP. Better products, better results. Well, Mark Evans, whose lumber on the ice tonight is going to make the play here in the final 20 minutes, or maybe more? That's going to be the difference tonight.
Both goaltenders, fun to watch tonight.
Yes.
They really have. Both have come up big pretty much all series long, and for as many troubles as NMU has had in goal over the last couple of seasons, it's nice to see that they may have solidified that position with this young man from Hungary.
Well, just going to mention that Benny Halas has been probably the lightly regarded guy on the recruiting list, but he's turning out to be the most influential so far in this class.
It'll be Kukkonen and Schlein from high above the McGinnis Student Ice Arena here at Houghton.
Great angles. Greg Christopher, the new director of video, has upped the game up here, and we're really appreciating all of their coverage.
And a turnover right away. High slot in the game. Save made by Pietro. Talked about both goaltenders. And right out of the locker room and into the save of the period so far for Blake Pietro. And another turnover causing that chance here in the hockey game. And up ahead, it's Kukkonen once again, looking for a screen, somehow takes a deep shot in, save made, and Larson's going to dig it out here for Northern Michigan.
Well, Van Unen, a good job there to box out Logan Pietro and not let him get at that rebound.
Larson going to try and track it down. It is loose. Schlein trying to kick it ahead. He did. From a bad angle, shot in, and that went off the side of the net after it hit the goaltender. Now it's loose to the side of the net. And a couple of really good looks here by NMU in the early part of this third period.
They're buzzing.
Huskies finally able to clear it out to neutral ice. David Kiefer gloves it down there. Long look, and it's onside. Oh, guess not. A.J. Vanderbeek already not pleased with the officials at the end of the second period, staring down the linesman right there.
You know, there's some kids you have to have a timeout pillow for that you can go scream into. I would imagine there's probably one of those waiting for A.J. Vanderbeek, maybe even on the bus, as Evan Orr just fell down on that one, lost a tire. And Schlein, boy, that's really his office, too. That's where he likes to be. NMU, huh? You remember that there was a sign battle a couple of years ago between these two? That's on the tame end of what we've seen in this rivalry.
Yeah, there were many signs that we weren't televising those games, and that's probably a good thing.
Yep.
And one of them had to do with Wildcat forward Bryce Coburn, and I'm going to leave that one right there on the table.
Can't believe you even went that far with it. Yeah, hop off the glass there and remind me to talk about that corner where the Zamboni comes in at the next break here,
There
Mark.
could be some interesting caroms down there for sure. Kalela, a wrister, got through, rebound in the slot. Where is it? Pietro can't find it, neither can the officials. They'll blow the play dead.
So Blake had to drop his stick and actually pick that up with the underside of the buffer because he couldn't find it with his glove hand. Now, we talked about that corner where the Zamboni comes out here at the McGinnis Student Ice Arena. It's pretty traditional. Let's take a look one more time as this puck comes in off of Kalela's shot. And watch Pietro drop his stick and pick it up with the blocker on the inside. But that corner, we've seen all kinds of bad bounces over there. And traditionally, you want the opposing goaltender on that end of the ice 2 times rather than 1. It's one of the quirks of the rink here in Houghton that the Huskies have to deal with it defensively twice.
Long look up ahead. Parker Soretsky on it. Drop pass there and hit off the side of the netting here as the goaltender Halas had that angle covered quite well. They'll joust for it back behind the net. The newly named Vinny DeMay. According to folks, it's no longer just Vincent, but that's where I go. Thorne crosses the line. Drop pass, Soretsky. Look for the tip in front. wasn't there. McAllis moving up ice. Fourth line out for the Wildcats with Eddie Willits and McAllis right now. And the Huskies will just gather it in back behind their own goal. Long way to go in this one. 2-1, 17-45, third period. Oh. And just about got that one through. The Wildcats try to tap it and leave it there from Connor Eddy. And now here is Willits across the line, tried to drop it. And here comes Michigan Tech 2-on-2 the other way. Bronte scored the first one here tonight. Broken up by the Wildcats in green. Willits to the line of Michigan Tech and a partial change for NMU.
How often do you see that, though? Fourth line versus fourth line in the third period.
That just says a lot to what these teams are able to do. Right out in front, swept that way easily, but it didn't clear the zone. Wildcats blocked another shot. And that would have been offsides had Michigan Tech touched it. I stand corrected. Larson brings it across. Good look to Schlane. Can't get anything on it. He does have help out to the point. Instead, they dump it deep for Andre Gontus. And that's chipped away nicely. Pietila with it. Ooh, boy, just about handed it over to Gontus right there. It's going to be flipped high in the air, and Schellberg knocked that one down with the glove. Schellberg's got another chance. Brought into the zone to lay the offside again. Zinger. Gontus. Schlane will try and chase it down. Huskies in their own end, right in front of the aforementioned Zamboni doors. As this is going to be a little bit too much for Pietila. Schellberg there on the far side. Floats it up ahead to Vanderbeek. Crossing quickly is Fry. Fry couldn't get anything on the puck, however, as everybody changing behind him. Zinger looking. Turns and fires it around. It caroms around to the Zamboni doors once again. High slot. Kiefer with a drive. And that got deflected in front. Pietila may have caught a piece of that going by as well. Energy level for both these teams here, my friend, has certainly shot up, as there will be an icing call here against Michigan Tech.
Well, that's twice in this period that Benny Halas has kind of raised up that little scared feeling in your throat if you're a Northern fan, because he's trying to play the puck, but not putting anything behind it. And one little mistake there, and that is an own goal. You got to be careful down there. He's been very aggressive with it. Want to keep an eye on that. It's that's something that goaltender coaches would like to encourage you to not do.
DeMay with a shot blocked at the point of impact. Back to the far circle, and that goes across the crease. Nobody home. Pinching in NMU. Fire to the far side. There's Enns looking at it right in. The goaltender bobbled it. There was green jersey right there, but couldn't put anything on it. Flipped out to center to Kataroff. A little bit too far for him. Over to the far side. Here comes Northern Michigan. Pap couldn't get there, and the Wildcats will have to clear. DeMay fighting his man off and turns and sends the puck down deep. Full change here for Northern Michigan. They can't clear. Bandu. Soretsky here for Michigan Tech as we're about a quarter of the way through this third period. Bandu will give chase in his own end. Turn it over. And now they'll scrum for it back behind the play. And again, we've got this fourth line out there again for the Wildcats here in Eddie Willits and McAllis. Huskies back behind the net. Fighting his man off, Brett Willits. It is still loose in Northern Michigan in green. Has an opening in their own end. Pass to the far side. And they'll just bring it up with Van Oonen, who's back out on the ice. Long shot into that far corner. And the Huskies have it out at center ice. Moving up ice, Michigan Tech works. That's his side of the ice. And then the catching glove of the goaltender. We owe you a break. 2-1, Michigan Tech. College hockey tonight on TV6. Presented in part by Nicolay National Bank.
It's time to deck the halls with Upper Peninsula Power Company's annual Holiday Lighting Contest. Now is the time to show off your holiday light display. There is a grand prize of $500 in local gift cards. Enter contest by December 17th. Submit your entries and learn more at upco.com.
Coming home to the family, coming home to where you'll see everyone and everything the way it used to be. This is where we come from, and this is who we are. To find a helping hand round here, you won't look real far. So here's to roasted turkeys, pumpkin pie and ham. Don't forget the taters, cold drinks, rolls, and yams. We're Elmer's, we're glad you're home.
It's time to deck the halls with Upper Peninsula Power Company's annual Holiday Lighting Contest. Now is the time to show off your holiday light display. There is a grand prize of $500 in local gift cards. Enter contest by December 17th. Submit your entries and learn more at upco.com.
One more thank you to our friends from 41 Lumber helping bring you tonight's game here on TV6 of college hockey. 41 Lumber, better products, better results. Back to the action here at the John McGinnis Student Ice Arena.
With a Michigan Tech power play as they've taken Artem Schlain off the ice for Northern Michigan. Did not see a call made. Aha, so Schlain will be serving a bench minor, too many men. I didn't see anything happen. And if anybody would have gone, it might have been the defenseman Shellberg. But the Huskies again with the man advantage. Down low, high slot. They tap at it there. Nardella in the far corner. Back out to the point. He's got help to Heiskanen. They'll play catch along the far wall. Already 30 seconds into this man advantage. Right out in top. Shot in, and Halez big with the shoulder. Came out and cut off the angle. Nick Nardella back out to the point. Heiskanen, he's got Suretsky here. Parker working his way in. Suretsky, not much of an angle. Working in front, working high slot, far circle, shot in. And that didn't go the way that was. That missed everything. Down low, Rasmussen. Under a minute remaining in the man advantage. Heiskanen, Rasmussen. Working their way in. Oh, just tipped away from Suretsky at the last moment. Michael Van Unen getting in front of that. Suretsky has time, back out to Heiskanen, looking, waiting against Suretsky from the angle, shot in, blocked by the defense. They blocked a lot of shots tonight. There's Katarov, circling, and bar circle they go, back out top Heiskanen. 30 to go in the man advantage. Shots 40-22 in favor of Michigan Tech. Wildcats still in this one at 2-1. Katarov working his way in, kicked out, the goaltender got a pad on it. And it'll be cleared across the line, and the Huskies look like they might be heading for the bench. Here's Suretsky. He's been out there a while. Nice move with 1-on-3. Suretsky taking it down to the corner, waiting for the other cream-colored jerseys to join him. Suretsky strong, but he threw it out the length of the rink. There was no one there covering the point. So Logan Pietala's got to get back on it here, and there's it. There it is. There's your power play. Got some good looks. Not much through on the goaltender. One big save for Halaz on that. Here comes the other way. Huskies rather in. That shot missed everybody, and no one at the point once again. And back and forth we go, and finally getting to it here is Michigan Tech's Evan Orr.
There's that bounce in that corner again.
Glove down by Pietala. Huskies will turn and send it in. Goaltender Halez back to play it. Shellberg there for Northern Michigan. Had his pocket picked nicely by Kukkonen. Back out on top the Huskies. Off the bench. Here's O'Connell. Spins, waits, couple of green jerseys there to meet up with him. And a nice job by Larson to keep his man away from the play. Good job on that one by Joey Larson, who scored the second goal for the Wildcats last night. NMU trying to get something going. They had a lot of offensive looks early in this period, but that power play by Michigan Tech kind of tipped the ice back the other way. Michigan Tech now on their own end. Gontus giving chase for the Wildcats, chopping at it there.
That's the defenseman Shellberg up in the corner.
And there's Gontus again, and Vanderbeck tug it out of there, but there's just too many Michigan Tech players there. Partial change for NMU, and the arm stays down as the Wildcat reached in. Not really a trip.
No, Mosley didn't sell it either. No, credit to him.
This is knocked down by Vanderbeck. That's not a high stick. And it's going to squirt all the way here to the near side. Badu's got to back up in a hurry. Here's Bronte coming up ice. Bronte scored the first goal for the Huskies tonight. Hits the brakes in the near corner. Now he looks. Back out to the point to Thorne. Thorne waiting. He's got help, Pietala. Back down low. And again, Michigan Tech going to try and cycle down here in the near corner. They pick it out of there with Stauber. Behind the net again, Stauber gets the puck on the return here with a couple of Wildcats right there on top of him. Clock is rolling. We're just to the midway point of this third period here in Houghton, and finally Northern Michigan. Kiefer coming out of his own end. That's Vanderbeck with him. Good look to him on the right side. Vanderbeck hitting it hard, but Pietala got there, made the save. It is loose, but the Huskies are able to gather it in here to the near side. And does the arm go up? Yes, it does. Another power play coming up here for Michigan Tech. Great move by Stauber. And he had to be dragged down, or he might have just gone in all by himself.
Well, got the body in the way for Kalela to have to take that penalty, but you don't like seeing it outside the blue line. If he's making the move toward the net, yes, I understand that one. But Mikey Kalela fighting a lot of size there. Levi Stauber able to use that bigger frame. Watch as it comes back through, just holding him off. And Kalela finally with that push back up. Referees see that stick come up like that with the hands back on the stick. That's going to get called 100% of the time.
NMU power play has been good tonight. It's going to need to stay that way if they're going to keep in this one and keep it 2-1. As again, as we mentioned, shots 40-23 now in favor of the home side tonight. All of our scoring in the second period.
Huskies' 5th power play of the night. They're 0 for 4 on the first 4.
Soretsky to the side of the net. High slot. Wildcats stepped in front of it and kept the shot from going through. Katarov kicks it free in the corner. That's up in the air. And back the other way they come. Here's Pap going in. Pap, does he have the speed to get there? Pap coming down front, and a save made by Pietla to beauty.
Slammed the door on the 5-hole, showed it to him, and took it away.
So the shorthanded opportunity there for Northern Michigan. Now a minute 30 remains the man advantage for the Huskies. Under 10 minutes to go here. Third period. Heiskanen taking it all the way in. Right across the crease. Kicked that by the goaltender Halaz. And he jumps out and holds on.
Christoph Pap went right back to the bench, sat down just inside the gate, and made what I can only imagine is something in Hungarian, yelling at himself for not making a better move on that last play. Watch Blake Pietla. He'll show him the 5-hole on the way through, knowing he's going to cut to the forehand, show it to him, take it away. That's what good goaltenders do.
Enns trying to get there in his own end for Northern Michigan. Thorne will hold it in at the point. They go out top. Orr looks, far circle, high slot. There is Thorne just missing the post here on the near side. Huskies gathering it in. Orr back out on top. They go far circle. Working in is Mosley. Right across the crease. And again, no one able to get anything on this one. Back out to the point to Thorne. It certainly hasn't been for lack of possession here with this power play as they go to Mosley far side. Rister scores. That's the second time tonight that Mosley's gone high stick side on the goaltender.
And that's the second time tonight that he's leading the line, going back through as the goal scorer. The first one on the rush, this one in the zone on the power play. First man advantage marker for the Huskies tonight. Look at it from the reverse angle. Or trying to look and find his man open, got him on the far side. Mosley saw some space, caught him on the bad side again. That's 2 times Halash had cheated to the glove side, gave up the stick, and Mosley made him pay both times.
And we're under 10 minutes to go here, third period. So 3-1 now, Michigan Tech trying to get the split on the weekend. And again, Gontus and Jankowski working their way in. It is Larson trying to bring it across, but the Huskies get there in their own end. 9:09 to go here. Schellberg, as the Wildcats have their work cut out for them here. Now, granted, they were down 2 goals last night, but that was early.
Yeah.
This is under 9 minutes to go here now. Third period. Katarov just holding it along the boards here for Michigan Tech. Wildcats trying to dig it out of there. Andre Gontus chasing it down, but it's O'Connell with the puck, and out to the far side they go. Moving up ice, the Huskies, Jankowski. Onside as he brings it into the near circle. The goaltender stayed put. Halas thought about it, but stayed in his net. Zinger now to the far side, and here's Gontus moving up ice. Drop pass across, and here come the Wildcats in a hurry as Larson. He got bumped into the boards right there in front of the Superior Technologies logo on the boards. And it goes far side where the Wildcats will jump in front of it. They go far side in Northern Michigan. Here's Fry. Scored the game winner last night in overtime. Enns forces it deep. Here's Vanderbeek on a wraparound. That didn't do anything, and Enns back out on top. Enns looking, wrister into traffic. That's broken up right there at the point of impact. Huskies are going to, or Wildcats rather, hold the zone for a moment. And now back out to neutral ice. Here's Kiefer moving up ice. Him and Fry. Kiefer, good look. We'll try to get it to Vanderbeek, but again, a good job defensively by the Huskies. Wildcats will hold it in. Fry trying to chase it down. Getting there is Heiskanen first for Michigan Tech. A lot of time left in this one here, Dave, but that clock just keeps ticking, keeps ticking, keeps ticking. When you're down 3-1, 7:40 doesn't seem like that long.
Grant Patoli just stole a shift there for his extra skater Luke Kramer on the point, so he's trying to get some energy out there, get some fresh legs on the ice, and get that speed of play up a little bit.
DeMay tips it in. It'll be O'Connell to try and track it down. Couldn't get there. And finally, the Huskies able to chop it up ahead, but not out. And now they spin, and a nice move there by O'Connell to get out of the zone. Took a bump for his troubles, though. Right back in by the Wildcats, down to 7:12. Clock has been spinning. 2-goal lead for Michigan Tech. Here's Kukkonen crossing the line. Couldn't pull the trigger, and the Wildcats try to clear. They can't. Logan Pietla far side. And right across the crease, nobody home. They chop at it, goes up in the air, and here's Mikey Colella. And he took a monster hit right in front of the Michigan Tech bench.
I think Kukin actually hurt himself more than he hurt Colella there.
Pietla to the line, but kicked at there by the Huskies' Jack Works. Wildcats trying to pick up the energy here, down 2 goals with 6.5 remaining third period. Zinger. Willits. Nice job to get past his man, but he got cut off by Soretsky there behind the net. And Shellberg trying to pinch in, couldn't knock it down. And here we go. Offsides will be the call, and we owe you a break. We'll sort this out when we come back. 3-1 Tech College Hockey presented tonight by Nicolay National Bank.
This holiday, send a Copper Country favorite to that special Youper who is missing home. A Woolworth's gift box is sure to please, and it's never been easier to order online at Woolworth.com.
Winter brings a lot of questions.
Will it be drier or snowier?
And the TV6 Weather Team has the answers. Watch the first TV6 Weather Special, available now on the TV6 streaming app and UpperMichiganSource.com.
Squirrel hunting with Cody Cass. That's Monday on Discovering.
Ice Fishing Little Beatty Knock. Make blades, bait, and tackle in Kipling your first stop. You'll find everything you need to make your day on the ice comfortable. Shelters, augers, heaters, rods, tip-ups, line, every kind of tackle you can imagine. Accessories of all sorts and sleds to carry it all in. Clothing, electronics, batteries, and of course bait and something to keep it in. Stop in to get what you need, talk fishing, or just say hi to Red.
Taking a look in at the bench right now was Connor Eddy and Jack Works that got tangled up at the end of that last play, and the doors are open. So we're going to see what transpires here. It doesn't look like anything. So
I think I just saw more than I wanted to see.
Agreed. Yeah, usually it's in that section where they're selling the extra beverages down there.
Now, regardless how this one winds up here, this has been one of the best weekends front to back we've had in a long time with these two.
This has been 100 miles an hour both nights. We've had some cagey times in other series, but both these teams have sold out this weekend. It's been really entertaining.
Here's Zinger as we're approaching 6 minutes to go here in the third period. Larson's going to get on this. Huskies get to it. Rasmussen in his own end. He's just going to float this one high in the air and burn a little clock. Zinger get a little pick there from Shellberg. And Zinger moving up ice. He's got Schlane with him. They cross. Zinger taking this one all the way. And looks back out to Gontus, but can't get him the puck. And finally high in the air. And Katarov trying to knock that one down. He will. And what we got? A penalty coming up. Cross check on the near side.
You think Kjellberg and Katarov were speaking a little Swedish, getting mixed up down there?
I'm sure it wasn't the speaking part.
Well, if Northern Michigan's going to get back in, power play may be the way they do it. As you look in that corner, Evan Orr just, it's almost always, Mark, if you take the other hand off the stick, you're going to get called for the hold. If you leave the second hand on there, you're risking the cross check. And that's exactly what happened there for Evan Orr. You just can't make that push move, especially so close to the boards. They're going to make that call a lot of times. You can put your team in some dire straits at the end of the hockey game here with Northern Michigan needing a spark.
5:43 to go, and like you said, if they're going to get back into this one,
this is the way to do it.
Face off again in the offensive end, always is after the penalty is called. It'll be Fry, Kiefer, Vanderbeck. Make that Pap on the power play. Shellberg out here at the point, but the Huskies get to the loose puck, and that's going to be all the way down and in on Halas.
Now here's the question. There's a lot of time left, but does Grant Potulny consider going 6-on-4 here and pulling the goalie?
If it was 4-1, yeah. I think you see what happens at least the first 30 seconds or minute of this power play here. Here's Vanderbeck. A little bit of traffic out in front. The Wildcats tap at it, and the Huskies got there, and they can't hold the zone.
Bouncing puck. That made it tough for Shellberg.
Those are tough. Shellberg, good look onside. Far side of the Wildcats, Vanderbeck. To Kiefer diving at it. Couldn't get the Wood on the puck, and it'll be cleared here by Michigan Tech, and Logan Pietila going to try and get in there in front of Shelburne.
Well, in answer to my question.
And he did. Pietila right out in front, shot in, save made by Halaz. My goodness. Another turnover by Northern Michigan, almost cost him again. Schlane, Kallela. And crossing Kallela, got it to Schlane, looking, didn't get anything on the shot. Good play defensively coming back. The Huskies under 55 seconds to go here in the power play. Loose again, possible 2-on-1 shorthanded the other way. Moving up ice is Thorne. He's got help with him, and offside is going to be the call.
Kukkonen tried to drag that right skate in behind. Watch the good steal by Logan Pietila, and he tried to go once again. They're going stick side on Halak. That's where they've determined the weakness is. This time, stayed back there enough. Didn't give him more of that right side of the net than he needed to. It's always easier when you're moving right to left, Mark. You start to cheat a little bit. You got to hang back a little because it's easier to keep moving the direction that your body is going than trying to reach back. You can't go too far.
NMU power play here for another 40 seconds, trailing 3-1. Huskies led it 1-0. Cats tied it. And since then, it's been all the home team in cream-colored jerseys here tonight. In front they go, and breaking out is Michigan Tech. That's Mosley, got around his man, shot in. This time couldn't get it past the goaltender, Halaz. Mosley's got 2 of those where he went short side. Still a power play for 18 more seconds. Vanderbeck pulls up, throws it down for Larson back behind the net. Gontus also giving chase. But again, the Huskies gathering up the loose puck in their own zone, fling it high in the air. That almost got the scoreboard. It did get the referee. And here onside's Northern Michigan. Little juke move there. Nice look at Kallela. Kallela in, and he missed the net up high.
Not by much, though.
3:40, and a penalty coming up back behind the play against Northern Michigan. The goaltender coming up. Won't matter as the Wildcats will get to it in their own end of the rink. When both officials have the arm in the air, yeah. We'll have a power play when we come back. 3-1 Tech College Hockey on TV6, presented in part by Nicolay National Bank.
An underdog victory. A pursuit of passion. A historic first. I'm Fisher Gano, a sophomore at Northern Michigan University, and I came here to tell stories. As a student, I'm not just learning, I'm creating. I've had the opportunity to write, direct, and shoot, capturing life up here at school and in the wilderness surrounding it. I came here to tell stories, and this one is mine.
It's not always easy, but it's worth it. I get the help I need, and I give it right back by getting involved and being part of something bigger. At Michigan Tech, the classes shape your mind, but the experience of being here, it shapes you into who you want to be. Tomorrow needs Michigan Tech. Tomorrow needs you.
Now Dave Ellis is on his way down to ice level here. Talk to whoever winds up getting the win on this one here. But a Northern Michigan penalty as Mikey Kallela sits in the box for a trip. And like I said, going into the break, when both of the referees see it, pretty obvious tripping call. And so the Huskies here on the power play with 3:30 to go can ice this one, already leading 3-1. As it's loose in the circle here, and the Wildcats will dig it out. Up ahead they go. Coming across his ends, looking to pull the trigger, takes the shot, and that just missed the near post. And all the way back out to center ice it goes. Northern Michigan turns and flings it right back in. 3:14 and spinning here, 1:43 in a Husky power play. It's going to be about 3:05 remaining here. Here's Katarov. Just a little juke move there to the far side. Ends will get to the loose puck back behind the net for the Wildcats. Spins it around here to the near side. Heiskanen pulled it off the wall. Heiskanen has some company, so he gets rid of it. Now to Suretsky. Suretsky, high slot to the side of the net. Shot in. Halez held his ground. Here is Suretsky. Nice look far circle, but kind of missed on the pass. And hauling that in is Nick Nardella. Side of the net again. Wildcats kind of sprawled out all over the ice. They go far side, and the shot was blocked by the NMU defense nicely. And again, Huskies able to hold the zone with the power play. Katarov leaves it there. Parker Suretsky now looking far circle. That hit off a stick and will be a face-off in the offensive end here for Michigan Tech.
And we've seen Michigan Tech trying that low-to-high play a lot here tonight, Mark, where you play somebody right down on the goal line, you send that pass down, and immediately send it right back into the slot. Northern Michigan has diagnosed that pretty well. It worked very well for a guy named Alec Bretzman, who was an expert at it with Arvid Kataroth out there, but it's going to take a while to get that kind of chemistry back to run that play because it's a very bang-bang, and you got to really know what your partner's doing out there to make it work.
Face-off will stay in the offensive end here for Michigan Tech. As Ashbrook on the draw, lost the handle on it. Here come the Wildcats shorthanded. Andre Gontus with a bouncing puck. That'll be taken to the corner. Alex Fry, who again had the winning goal last night in overtime, couldn't track it one down. Actually, Alex Fry been very quiet here tonight, as that would have been onside to Gontus, but it went behind him, and now we are at the 2-minute warning here in our third period. 30 seconds remaining in Michigan Tech's power play. Just scored on their last power play to make it 3-1. That's where we stand right now here in Houghton. That's Ashbrook. Couldn't get to the loose puck. Knocked away there by David Kiefer. Ashbrook once again off the wall here to the near side. Long look and not able to hold the zone was Orr. And here's Thorne on his own blue line. Ashbrook trying to tap it up ahead, and he did. Moving across Michigan Tech in front, missing the net, however. On the rush was Works. Huskies still with the puck. That's finally in skates. Northern Michigan now back to full strength and needing something big here to happen fast. That's not it, as it's Michigan Tech back the other way. In a hurry they go. And towards the middle, shot save made by Halaz. And here's Northern Michigan back the other way.
That's the speed of Bronte, and here he comes again.
Just turning it aside, and the Huskies doing a nice job of keeping Halaz between the pipes here for Northern Michigan. We're down to a minute to go, and they haven't even had a chance to look at pulling the goaltender. It is Schlane taking it back to his own blue line. And he'll just dance with it there. The goaltender has to stay put for now. And Artem Schlane, as they get a full line change, the goaltender staying between the pipes. And now he heads towards the bench. As the Huskies try to clear, they finally get to it in their own end. The goaltender comes off. Backhander down the length of the rink, and that will be just wide. And it will be an icing call here against Michigan Tech. 34.4 to go. 6 skaters out for Northern Michigan, trailing by a pair.
Well, it was up on edge, and that puck rolled a lot, Mark. I wasn't sure what it was going to do because flat pucks you can predict. Bouncing pucks like that, you don't know. It ended up missing by maybe a couple inches or so. Let's take a look real quick. Yeah, just kind of tailed away at the end there.
Now, if you're Grant Petolny, do you take your time out maybe?
Well, you think about it. I mean, you don't have a whole lot of time left to use it otherwise, but if you've already got everything set, maybe it's a good time to just roll with it.
Schlane to take the draw to Zinger out top. Scored the equalizer last night. Larson, 30 seconds to go. Off the back of the net it goes. And the Huskies again just going to fling this one the length of the rink. They don't care if it's icing, and it is. 21.1. And Northern Michigan another crack at it here in the offensive end.
Well, O'Connell and Chet Pietola obviously have the green light to shoot that one from 200 feet away. It would be one of the longest goals you'll ever see.
You know, if you're up by 2, I don't have a problem doing that. If you're up by 1, that's a big different story.
I'd agree with that. All right, now watch for the face-off play here.
I was about to say, David, only took us 10 years to agree on
that.
Schlane again, this is a big draw for him. And he wins it from Nardella. Zinger had his pocket picked from behind Soretsky with the backhand. Zinger able to keep that at bay, but clock is ticking now. We're at 10 minutes to go. And Zinger near side. Fry gets around his man with 5.1 seconds to go. It stays alive, and that will be a split here this weekend for Northern Michigan and Michigan Tech. But I can't say it enough here, my friend. Those were 2 of the better back-to-back games we've seen in this series in a long, long time. Saw a couple of games last year where NMU was really depleted injury-wise, and the Huskies able to take advantage of that. And those games aren't fun for anybody, except for when you're winning 8-1. But wow, what 2 great nights of hockey. First in Marquette going overtime. NMU with a chance to pull the goaltender to try and get back into this one. Timely scoring by the Huskies.